Yo, guy, Joman lebe online yanto. Anyway, name fresco lebe nyola follow. Nyalo sign the dollar ne wolo fresco decide. What? Nawe nyola. You know. Anyway, ngal be contract na farm duty. Nada drone ka diamu ka advising di mbadi Gambia nola, because Gambia banko ni mbele dentala na atinyata Gambia di mbele ni banko ni dadata fana adadata Gambia di mbele. Election ya fila benaka baro Adama Baro anala criminalul ibe banko be round la first 5 years Adama Baro man ay bero men bela atata bere la dulal men beto. Did he implement all of those, brick lane or whatsoever he called? So 2026 in 9 months or 8 months time, we are going to the election. Gambia diuni. Alinga karang. Niko alinga karang manke nyinti. Nga English le safe. Nga correct grammatic lefo. Ndeka correct grammar lefo. My English is perfect. My Arabic is perfect. Wala mu karang hani. Niko alinga karang wala mu ko nga hakiloli kem fanna ko nimmo ya mi da ko ite mo you are fool, but ite fo manya ne fanke la foolti dunia tambi da nyin nale sain nte la mansal kan treat nyami na mansal president Adam Barrow na la mansa kunda how he is treating Gambians fo nga wala deserve. We don't deserve that. President na la yin dunia kono memba fole hani feng amake banko ka no. But the most important things wo banko nyinkan nganna situation o jube, because Adam Barrow na la mansa kunda fania amke malu yalon Gambia ni moy fania fe ka e fania fe ka fe kar fele neni rola, but hani kurano kono ni moy fania fo lie is lies ko kuni afota amanke tonyati fanialem e ku fana ke amanke ku kendo ti ku kuruno ali civilizing di nyawnya Adama Barrow na ala molu ntulu Gambia di un lenyanta nyaayel la ko mbe 2026 le kono na kuni unyanta tambila nyinnale ngo university le be na Bangkok karambu be siarin Gambia kono. But wo karambu ningo university le ay mune natin dinye na bankola samba kuoto na dunia miral nyala kuoto fo mo men yalon ko cartels men yalon ko they are bunch of illiterates. Niko illiterate does not meaning ko mo men yalon ka buka safero keno no. You can be an illiterate, ignorance, while ite mari kar safero kenole e kar reading kenole. But ibe men safela mune bejeto. Do you know that meaning? Because hane itata dino la karola bi e kamol je be sirin social media ite banna je e be Qur'ano karanna e be Qur'ano ayo kamol be diaring ila harful be correctly, but do they know the real meaning what that particular verse is or surah me yalo ko etel bakranga yala meaning non? They don't know. Wallahi billahi taala 99% of the people many yalo ko kana see social media e be Qur'ano ayo fula e ba jolonna o Qur'ano nyimbe men fokay ka moyle ba. ولكن على كلهم قلوب لا يفقهون بها. Adama Barrow jube abe manya men na Gambia kono. Abe it's just misusing the state resources. Abe din travel membe ke kanyim be banko cost kan how many $million is lela. Imagine dunia nyaton ka kendul nyaton ka sobeole will be miracle atodun the high prices of the more need coal wol bol gind la nyamente la president be yaay kan kare ata e bune lo jana ndata wala inaugurate ye ndata silo le dada jana ndata bero le landi jana for how long Adama Barrow abenyin sembo side coming to 10 years nga minister, for God's sake, nga minister of infrastructure le soto men yalo ko wol lebata do ko la ministry damba wol sitano le kata silo la but hani kama yelo Adama Barrow be mabe la jele kamo na be la Adama Barrow kam mabe jele al sorry Fatima ñina mun na leste vanunti Adama Barrow kanyum abe nyim membe yuska alinyante sila la yemira ni moto membe ka bulano ma atul Gambia diuna la kodo abe boka woleto amanke ko itel kanyum e kanyum moto mel tay betala dulalto so jarul men bano ma ala lon ko ila allowance ka jole polisol men bano ma ila allowance be jokane wo so jarul ni wo polisol minister ila security men be no ma wol bela allowance be jokane for escorting these people on what useless issues sol men yalo kama nafa so banko ye si ba Adama Barrow bere jolle la for Adama Barrow, is it not okay or is it not satisfied for Adama Barrow pro ay minister bula ka fay ko tanin Kenya for nyim man kanyam ba Adama Barrow vice president bula ka fay ko tanin Kenya say na vice president ol men beje na minister men beje muna muila na fati Gambia diu be nyante ko ifenke la nyina ngo nim ale man sale soto men yalo ko e ko be sukirenne isondomol be sukirin itel yamina pareba kata ka kuma kense fo mole wala mu duniyate atul banku diun me ka diama tele atel be batani fesirin ala lonko atel fanan aliyeb ku kendo le deserve nyen duniya kon. Why are they doing all these things? Because they want to remain in power. Because he be privilege men kono ila satula wole kono because he barakol te ku kenu lay yaje alla na mo men kono be la life better ndika wolto nyili jolle mo imo jolle be je men yalon ko janning itel bena masa kuna yemune akifi fanye wallahi 99.9% of the ministers, the cabinet ministers, what have they achieved before becoming a minister? So wala tinako they have this problem ko itel tebola wo mansa kunda kono ni na ata mansa kunda kono they want to remain in that government position forever because mune keta itel fona ko ite mala ko ila saya be ko renya mela barakol te fendino lela ila barakol ibe life condition men kono bi ibe privilege men kono bi itel fon la kun killing kata ko ta dino lela so ibe wokela ibe woso la nyaadi le wala to come and continue lying to you people. Yes ngotoma nge kondo misatal lamta Fundul Gambia de unte kunena ba because Gambia nga memfo wala mo control political many alon ko na politician ndo lenyan tang hakilo pletel because most of the politicians in the Gambia today will they only care about ila munfe ikeyata munela itel be positional mat la nyame because Adama Barrow na amul be positional mento itel fana kunkile na bebe nyo fa ka positional nyine noma nani political party ndun men yalon ko bebe register kan now yalon ne ko banko be positionamento we need the unity nobody iketa UDP supporter tiba iketa NPP supporter tiba iketa Adama Barrow supporter tiba iketa Talbe Bendu Suda supporter tiba any of our these political leaders they are not going to feel the hate is us until electorate. So why we intelligent fan nyin kala le ko why na nyim politicianul ni yalon ko at the moment and ni tame na wolom ko to salvage this country from the situation be menko because na banko be criminal le bul men yalon ko they have no sympathy for this country. They continue to lie to the citizen, they continue to fool the citizen. E man la fika bo semboto after 10 years Adama Barrow man benkeno ani say naka nata be from one village to another nyim bebe banko dum le kosi. Why those people cannot unite under one umbrella? It will be many yalo ko separate before the election. And wo mo kilo le kanata wo banku diuni many yalo ko they are suffering. Ni tate le leptano to boriteje ebe kumbo kan jikola ebe kumbo kan security kola wo many yalo ko 1 year before the election ita separate ye division na de kata dia mo banku din kilo le hanesai e ko telle be bata bondi la wolka. But how ite yalo ne ko kilinta kenol. Separation of political pluralism is the backbone of any civilized democracy. But at the time, me alone ko ni mol be need in salvation, you don't have to bring the division. Division on you, ntel be kelola. Ntel coming UMC call ni tata boy sol jube many alon ko be UMC e be busy in social media to make who to become a president. Talbe Ahmad Bensouda, but Talbe win dama win, but it does not affect his life. Ntel UDP call be men no madro kaba usen kana kaba usen ke presidenti because ngamu hopeless ko aya Kenya le nyitandina aya honesty nyitandina aya a patriotism nyitandina aya ni yo fanalla sa lafta muna profunye ndel bono manko nana da beken as banko falino. So but election win tama win ba usen legacy is there. His legacy will remain there. But Fatih be batala ba ate batala ba usen will never be lack of the abemen domola hana al muntan kala sa salata kala badi mun ba ci kala le sa samba dunia dawda ning ayatar ko na fulol be mo jarala wallahi ba usen abe ate hanna sa ta mun kuran labe kende ala because ala mol ya capability so ya resources. But nteni ite membe be bulaka noma ite membe podila Talbe Ahmad Bensouda no. Think about your children in the future. Think, because Talbe Ahmad Bensouda alala ma ko roto ala I mafoko millionaire, but in Gambian standard he is not poor, so he doesn't care. I mean, he completely doesn't care whether Adam Barrow win or Adam Barrow lose. It does not have any impact on him because his families are well, they are well equipped by the resources. In terms of the resource. So, but do they care? Do they really care? All these small politicians, they alone cannot do it. But each of these people, they want to be something. Do they care about the suffering of the innocent people? Because most of the electorate, we don't know na value. Gambia bel failal mela value long. Gambia electoral mela berola na follow. Walatina ko these politicians, they are playing with our intelligence. They are dividing us for their personal interests. Ni tatadula to jalol be kumalema, ebe denkilo la lema, ebe afole ka telle diwni dinkendo wulu atalu ko atel men be donga fo telle fisi atalte. But because of ye kodo men soto, kodo ma mo fisi ande moti de. Adamadi una diko wole efisiandi moti, adamadi ila baro wole efisiandi moti, ite kamune bara, ite kamune diko le ke. Muna mwila daji kote. Daji ko hani kila ala mafa ko ila nabiyo moya le efisiandi mo beti de. Akaye ko innaka la ala kulikli ajib. Ila daji ko la nyinya. Adam baro beji menke kante. Mbenya bala le ngalo ne ko it's not good. Because Adam Barrow want to remain in power forever. Ando ngafo Gambia nule de Gambia musolu. Gambia musolu, Gambia la problemo sunta telela. Bawo bi ni politiko kono jube musol de siyata je. Ntel moke, itel make, alale musol siyandi society kon. Bari Gambia musol la siya ay mune nafa Gambia ay mune nafa kenyole ay mune nafa diwni ay mune nafa binkiruni ay mune nafa tele musol foni. Bawo musolle mu political tools to be musolle mu political weapons to be na wo bankoka but wo musu kilewne wolle diwni ka fa fanka so ko ne nyaabe diwla but men yalo ko wolle mo la kos nyindi e katara bulo kos ka wolle ni tata e tulubi don dile be don ne noma dol fon be je mu ka tulubi don dinna e mbaren kewle ko le ko ngabula baro noma e mbaren kewle de ko le binkirune be baro batum fan ngabula noma bari ila wo mbaren kewne te sasata e mbaren kewle muso sasata wolle te sasata e mbaren kewdi muso sasata. Ape jomale furola ko prioritize la. You have to think about that. Adamadi utambita nyindale moli yeke komi ko beyang. Adamadi utambita nyindale moli ye take yusi la hadanyir launti. Adamadi utambita nyindale moli ye te yusi la weaponte against your fellow citizen or against your fellow poor neighbors. Atar ko ite fon beta yuwa ite ka kuomenta ebe min fasa kan ebe kuomen hadanyiro keka. That system is going to victimize you or victimize your own children. Fonte wala kon. Because political member Gambia bi nyo hadanyo lebeje. We all know it. Wala tin nako Gambians will continue to suffer. Gambia will continue to collapse. Ninga nyimfa abukadi yeye. Because mune kena, Gambia di umalla fitonya mola. Gambia di umfanje na le siyata mkono. Anu nyimfanje na fatala. Komi esa Jawla ina jambinte ko lafta menna wala janta kela. No man kedro ngana ngakamfa. Who am I? Ye, ninkila sahaba ndel lata kila menna ala sahabul kasi. Ala sahabali ikan lafi kodo kila kan lafi kodo la wal bukake. Madama amanke ko ala la karol de ala wahayo jinda kanna. Ndem political supporters lafta kar leke aman fenke do ngabo political kono. What kind of the human being are you? So wakamune nyitandi ndel la politiko anyanta nyitandi la ko jomalle be politiko kono pour que la banko bondi ani jomalle be politiko kono ke fanyitandi kon telle kawso to be nyine keno lambe nyine keno adama di utonya ala ka sababu den telle la bari la kanti ya jomalle ya dina nyamwe kare kawso to kaw abe blamento mo fula sama nan lebe bari ne moto dato e ba fala jomalle ngakawso e kawso jomalle ka nyamwe ba fala ngakawso to na dimballe ka dimballe bebul bari Gambia di fanna jewle siatantel la politiko kon mo ntel la politiko memu problème oti ndol media lon ko be media mbe kala file mo ya foko karde ay itelle file tinyaro ke nko tinyaro adama do ka kenole bari ala mem fanan ke men di man kuno woto de isi newdia isi kumoli fo isi fanke fendi e nyanta men understand ete adama di kensoneti wallahi ite fendi imu adamadin kensenet ni te amina ko ite you are big mbota kafo le kono wo kafo nyinte yes ngaka wona so I will destroy that kafo asembotela foni yata wo kafo be lolum fani yale ka because ala ko inna Allah ma ashadikin ala ka te nin tonya mo lamude tonya mu ala lati ni ko dal haqq ni ko tonya lota dauda tonya wala mu ala subhanahu wa ta'ala so ni te ko you are going to destroy that tonya wala ite ni iblis ala bawo iblis birin ala ya bondi birin ala kaytu momen nge halakile ay muna fo ala ya akay kula fa bi izzati kan qualité la symbolete ala subhanahu wa ta'ala la aqwainahum ajma'ina mbela mantol be filende bari imaji wo iblis ya lo na kabe men fo kabe fanial ate ala la manto be filende non ala banta mun abirin ako ala ko fa bi izzati kan qualité la symbol barana ta mun laje akay ne ko illa ibadaka salihin bari la jon kendole ela jon kendo le ntol filindi nola nene acha papa mama sima papa und mama sima
ich hab ihn nicht mal geschubst ich hab ihn ganz gemacht ich sitze da
munati natile albukas fenkeno almantre ba provoke la
wirklich nichts gemacht ich hab gar nichts gemacht
das ist die letzte Warnung. Nächstes Mal gehst du sofort in Papa Mama Sima. I'm sorry, dinduni. Ibuka kumwe. You know. So, mbebe mfo kandro wala mko. Adamadiun. Ifamu muta kwa mu adamadiuneti. Sabare. Yaje ebe kodo fasaka ebe jama dundi kam problème ko no jama bela hakko be na jole tetel no jama me be o jama dundi ko problème men ko no wal hakko na man joyte fawta be jole ko motolde walakin nako ala ko ndol adama diwni ni yaje kila la man tolu aye fisiandi dafion bet kila la man tola ko le fisiata ummal bet aya fa mun dalila ka akay kuntu khairu ummati ukhrijatu lin nas ta'muruna bil ma'rufi wa tanhauna 'anil munkari kila ila mantol le fisi ata mantol beti mun dalila kan kato ika nyoya mar ku kendol la ika nyo fatande ku kuruma bari sai ite ko ila feeling nte lafta men na wala manke sai fadam bena mun kala beti nyaro la kala e famuta ko mu adama di wonati wallahi mu adama di wudam banneti ite la miro ite men feel ite a feel ko nte am big person nin temal la fini na nin yeken te fadam beti nyaro la kala lon ko ala le sembo so tete andu ala nin tonya amola walakin adama di be ko to lo tonya ka inila symbol
Nana, Alter mit.
Papa,
Diesmal, ich hab versprochen, ich hab gar nichts gemacht. Oma, jemand tötet bei Oma Spiel?
Aje, ate la nya dun tan bari da din de la wi man si la nya fa. So nyete amira ko nte sembo so le warta. Yes, you might do some damages. But yet damage men kan makari nte lafta karle tinyala. For example, ninde ko mbena janda mbe talbe tinyala wala nte talbe tinyano la. Maybe nte be juni bole bil kam fanye. Me yalo ko it might haunt me or haunt my generation to come. But alingang hakilotu. Yes, sane kunango. Alingang hakilotu. Yin dunia man fancy. Ye adamadi uje duwa ngatar tonya siloka. Kane fa warandi mankementi. Kane fankementi mankementi. Fa majio. Ana important adamadi una baluwo kono baki. Important adamadi una baluwo kono. Because ngalo ne ko no human is perfect. We all bound to make mistake. But nana ta dadarola. Nana ta nyabe tinyarola. Ala kali kafunyo male tinyaro bataro bayal la society kono. Puru nyin kamala ko generation to come and still protect no nyamendo. But for gambela politiko betaka wonyal. Some are there, they know, ko. They are not going to make it. But wala fen ko moment no alinga tinyaro ke bajala ko sama ning adama baro ganyeta don sinanga hadaniro ke be hadaniro men kela alon ko itebo hadaniro men na law hadaniro be dan tilikile tilifula tilisabal at the end ila hadaniro yake men kama me victimize your own families because the system mbe ba kono health system ite mari fonse ta gambiano le hole kana mira ko bebese nde esajo langa folo ka it doesn't affect me nothing. But if I say that is a lie because mbeta gambele nga badi ule soje nsita no je holidays la nga sasaje. If our medical system or our health system fail me, then I victimize myself. Kana mira ko mbesiri njanne nde gambela system o membe jatem victimize no, it can victimize me. It can victimize me. But in Benya Bemen Nabi, division on Yajube Gambela population. Gambela population. Alajube, but we are less than 3 million people. You have 20-something political parties, and each of these parties, they want to be a leader, and they all want to contest in the one election. Meyalonko is less than 1 million people. Ekalon Walton told Nabanko is too divided. Jomale banko ni divided. Obviously, small politician many yano ko inata saying ye fanke ko itelle yano. Yaje dunia dawoda. Mol la kata ko ni ko ita recognize la dro. Ibaje la ko ibe problem le create la. Ibe problem le create la. Because muna mo hanina dino kono ni yaje problem o beje. Jomale yaje. Because yin dino problem o hanina yin sunnism wahabi la bu yinti karanyol musufi leti karanyol astata war jomale because the people many alonko sahabal la wato safono rasulullah wato la fenkete je sunnite je wahabite je siyate je not abebu muslimol let ibebe kila la kawno kila banda sallallahu alaihi wasallam umar na te be bala kawno umar banda jomale nata atodo Abubakar Siddiq nata Abubakar Siddiq banda Umar nata Umar botaje Usman nata Usman nyol la wato le kono nsafono starting from Umar la wato kono ni nyaton kaya problemo nata je almo alen tanka nyaton kaya masi boma akan ne sono tinyale aka society tinyale ni molta de la individual adamadi utata dura nyaton kaya feel ko it is my privilege ntanyanta kila nyineti aka kasaro le natindi ni aje dino be mes kono nyine akina. Yes, greeting. Niaje dino be meskono, nyine anatindi. Momo yaje ko, because mo follow mele tambida. Nite ko wala kata ko ita acknowledge la. Yolla kata ko niaje ko ite be be dino kono, mo men follow tambida ikela dino nyin doyandi, emela dino nyin acknowledge ko wala kata ko wala kina bi fo ite keta fendi fal kata Saudi anyol wotu mon Saudi ko man soto bari wo dino futatan tel manyadi le fonga Qur'anul karanka hadithul karanka fikol karan wo mo follow men yo kata ko ke hanning ayatal ko bi ite la londo le haita woltati you should acknowledge ila kata ko me yalo ko yake dino ko bari ni nata yole doyandi wal dun fane no man ko le soto ibe mun natin la division ibe division ol natin dilo anu division o ta siata dawda setano le kal concord imagine setano le be Gambia concord ning ayatar ko to labanko abe tamakan to nyalela adun kam fang describe muslimul mellam mu wollati fo adam baro nyanta sila le fo be ka fo Gambia no le ko mbe anoda tamlet ron la at alla banko ka say ala mol fon mam malo soro e man horomo soro e man bunya soro e ma hamira kon tol be baraw barala na kuma kan ala be kondi bolala le e kan la lo Gambia dun e ka fo kon tel ka fo tam ko le mira bare ta tam ma negotiate what is done is done and dust. But one thing, Adam Barrow Adam Barrow, Ndebukadiamu Adam Barrow no manankola. Because being yadu the Adam Barrow like ministerial position e bemu fufulo lete. Most of them barakatela kuto. Ala ni ministerial position ala libe jube. Dem basaba la mune kano afanye. A political prostitute. Yota ata yamara di bankola backbone la. Agriculture. Everywhere in this world, ila agriculture, you don't joke with it. Hantuma bole nyaje nkafo ko tuba bole yadi yatal because mune keta balwole sono yataje wo balwobe sono yala nyadi le ning ayatal kalma mo sodo le kala agriculture sector. Did Barrow even take Gambian serious? No. Barrow buka position di Gambia diunla because of mune keta wo mo la londo kamala hanide ake compensate politically lela. Yes, na ongul Mr. Fat nge kondo. Political compensation. Palaso ni be dita wolle. B, for example, itara ikote mbasabele to alta agricultural even al Senegal la ministry agriculture of ministry in olle nyanda sila wala leta Ethiopia nyoto international agricultural meeting we bekela. What Demba Saval can emphasize there? What can he talk about the agriculture? What is the important and then the effect of the fertilizer on different fertilizers? Can he say anything about it? What type of the soil do we have? As I emphasized, how can he elaborate on that? Did President Barrow think about that? No. But because of Demba Sabali is one of his loudest mouth, is one of his arrogant minister, and Adam Barrow, like the arrogant people, many aloko, they will continue to disrespect Gambians for him. And they will control some of these people, Mbukala fika diamu ila kula, because we'll be kumune. Any day, Adam Barrow jita dro walunete, Adam Barrow la domba delete la telephone kono. But Gambia di ntolu bukakara na problemu momenti wala muko ntolu na sorry de afomandia but Gambia di sondo mo masenia against one another walakin ala qulu kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam ako la yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibbu li akihi ma yuhibbu li nafsi al dokilina liman ya de timmano la fonali ya sondo mo yele ibadi we yemi kan roke ibadi we fewna yemen kan ifoni aliyamal benyim besben kon al bal fambondi no la je ala ko manta wo manta nkanya ton ko bondal kono to nya nka fa ko ala ka nya ton ko tombo e fani malu e malla alala e muslime nafiki diwni malla alala kuma kon la bari kata lo muslimo nya tinona ha alale kar keje president Barrow say ning ayata ko lata ko alale yata keje muna janeta nyimbe la be taxpayers la ko do tala every day moto jolle be bula kanoma ni moto be ila drive wala jo ibe jolal sojarol membate Adam Barrow no mela allowance be jolal police member no mela allowance be jolal minister member no mela allowance be jolal any government vehicle le bano manyim bela foyelo jomal le katang atel taxpayers sol al kata atel bo kilo ni mo men yalo ko ni moto tansama moto tannane moto tanduli no e futalima wo moto ibe costita more than $3 million sislela amanda wala wo moto atel le babe foyela al kanata ale no nyaati no na handel be ji kolto ndel la jan jiyola mun na problème ta tare ko ministre kilo be bulari moto menna wo moto si wo tundo wo moto son ay jiosi wo tundo be badal taji enola ni alako na nyaton kolu alla nyaton kolu nke tombo based on the attitude the attitude of the majority in that society. Because na mansal manke malaiko te buka jinan sando ala buka malaiko ala ne malaika ki adamadi okande na man kana nabiyo molet wala tinna hani kila ay même fo hani ala subhanahu wa ta'ala afa qur'ano konolo ako ma kunna arsalna min rusulin illa bilisani qaumihi ntenna nabiyo mol kila nabiyo mbakila na mantoli ka kawnela jamaa ka kawmen moy ni aje mbe nyim foka wala muko ala abe nyaton ka tombo na society ko na no society la jikolo mu kilinti bawon tolle kata e manke nabiyo molti de nabiyo molu alala yul tombon mo manta bero fay mo manta campaign le alala tomba ko ngaliki. Those are not leaders, they are prophets. But nyaton ko lumkelle ke tombo ndelle ke tombo itata ilota lainoto ilota tilokoto itata la bereke so tika itata lo tilokoto lainokono ye la bero fay moye menna ko diate e kanna fo alale asindi alale malaikol kine kata lo lainoto ka fo ke bulo force dia ko ataka kunna bari sa fo ko ha yalo adama de hakilo be alale bulu ala don ko la yukallifu Allah nafsan illa wasaha ate buka fellani yo kan niyote mennola ni ko adama de una hakilo be alale bulu fay ni sonda bari ala de abuka ala jon tonya kato ako o ma rabbuka bizalam lil abid ndamman ken da jon tonya lad munati ne tebe keno la mo kendo te nyaadile ala ke hakilo tilindi mola me yalo ko sunyar lalamo abe mol tora ka abe mol nen ka abe mol na afulo sunyala abe mol doyala I promise of you think I abetinya ala kay te nyaati ndi wo marila al fana way dunya mu hakilo lati adum mam mo tawnte yin dunya ko men tamita gambe misilimola e kada e kabero ti kay kadi mola e ka campaign ke moy e ka mol nenay pour mol ya ta president e ka mol e kata moro liya e kata jalam batolla wobe buka ala miraje kadu nga adam baro mo jan aka e furol wuri ako lundo soto fo fure saba fo fure nani aya wuri ka safeo ka da ko woto mo adam baro malo ko ala soto tan foto mo adam baro malo ko ala soto tan ando Gambia munam problem ote ne aje ko wo society be continue la sofa le yalo muneketa because mole to nyaar le nakar adina nyaton ko fon keta to nyaar nakar lalti that is the truth mol bu ka diamu nin ala temo la de bari be diamu la ko jomaale be mo ntebe mem fasa kam bo satisfy la nyaadire hanin na muslimi ko no wala bege bawo ite dina nyaton ko men ka fon tele ko kila le yatel yamare kabula man sanoma imagine kila yete yamar ko man sa tinyar la bulano kila le yete yamar ko man sa me yala countinya ka bulano kila le yete yamar ko man sa men kala la hido tinya nyanta bulala wala no andi ite isi lo ye qur'ano kali ko kila le yo fe andele rasul entele yamar menna sayning ayatre kila le yamar wala wato kila e qur'ano contradict le adu kila ne te qur'ano contradict la. Yes, Mrs. Jenny, nge kondo. Kila be Qur'ano contradict la nyadi le Qur'ano jita kila. Ite ko ebuka mansa soso. Eko bar kila wole ko ete ko bula mansa noma. Hanna atra mansa beti nyarola. Say what is the use of asking citizens or innocent people, powerless people, media lo ko man sembo soto e ka fo le ko alfata kukuruma atal ko man samme be kukurun ke ka wonyanta was bangudun fatan la wobe kukurun ke ka e ko alayo exception le wobe keno la dina tonya ti nyadi de abe keno la dino tonya ti nyadi باو هني نبي مولى على كوينكو يا أيها الرسل أتولى نبي مولى قلوا من الطيبات الدمر كفيون لمن بسنيارين حلال الطيبة الحلال لمن بسنيارين وعملوا الصالح ليصدق والله أكنيم فنبي مولى جاي من سبب مولى نافلو تنيالا من سبب مولى هديلا إذا مو كون كيلو ite men kata si man sanyale ka fay ko alimi mena jang ite mo kun kilo ko kake opposition to haramutal ite mo kun kilo ko ka mansa agensa haramutal kila mete yamaro bar mo me ye mansa soso ay mansa kelendi sangi jole fada take atenata ke mansa te e kabula wonoma est-ce que are you not contradicting yourself? Are you not contradicting yourself? Baw adam baro e mansa le kelendi jam ya jambe fo setan le asindi adam baro e mansala kelendi jam nin ayatal turuli tebe ala la kilo le noma ebe kila la silo le noma ala yete yamar men na wala mo ko bula mansal noma woto e manyana bula adam baro noma kadu adam baro ala le soso according to your narrative adam baro ala soso ay kila soso abe men noma yo soto foyte dum ala yente fatandi memma kila yem fatandama ite kon tenga fatawo ma ala man songa kila man songa ntongo ko nyinke fonnata na faso de ite kawandil damen ka fonya ko ala man sonya na kila man songa la inyabe na mbake ka suto nintul fonga na faso de kanna ka fonna na fama wallahi mislime na fi ko lo moyti niafa abukadiye bawo ala ta fono la al fata dolo lima ite dolo wafi ye dolo wafi ye nata dolo kodo ye kodo so de tata kata jame lo wo dolo kodo la ite du yano ko dolo wafi la le ni lo e kata salige ka fo mo la al fata dolo ma misil men afiko la moyti ka do be sali kan dolo bune kon dolo lo yo bunyi lo anda manke kullo kono te nya bala misil men afiko la moyti andu misil men afiko ala ko ma kunna mahalakal qura illa ala hatta yabu asufi ummiha rasula ntenna man tole halakila fonin tumo men nako ngake message koyo natin de ka itandi la nyinni ma mambete al fata man continue ta kake so niente la society kono jube dinan molle fonbe gambia taraden diren ani musolu bawo ite ko feo men mambete ka mansa sosa mambete sai momen ye mansa soso foyo mansa sinde wo mansa kanna wol bayibala atel kanna kafu moma meye mansa soso al kanna tili wo mo kilon la koteke yaje gambia na karo membe je wala kina ala will continue to punish that country ni afa bukadi ali e ma jalla banko nkandi un karani munela bi ni tata na school na education side la imaji nkandi un karani pour dani role la diplomacy international relations akam alkanyo karandi munela na karambul kata mul shadadan afrika jomalle kanal dani anala resources be jomalle kanal dani adam baro nalo ta dawda be my partners, my donors partners, you know, I'm very happy with my donor partners. This is a World Bank who is financing this. When are you going to do things for yourself? Because adam baro all these projects abe membe keka nyimbe mu donor solid and then the grant saying Gambia taxpayer sola kodo kadu mindole adam baro kata wo loan membe aka wo kodo ni kadu ndi mindole ne adam baro la komo jube moto membe katara noma compared to the standard of the Gambia ne kalo ko nyim banko is a joke. It's a joke. Anambaro la manza kunda Gambian will continue to suffer because he never prioritized Gambians la problemo bin yaju be bin suntu until men be diaspora ale mo jolle cordale say si tan la cordale ka because mu nekata alla justice system criminal le alla justice system alla kiti bunla criminal lawyer criminal joji criminal wolle beje wala yatinna ko land grabbing continue to grow in that country because of the high top rank solde ba koma ebe banko de on fuaru ko mbondika men yalon ko dol beja nga bolu ko leke sanji jolimbe bolol kuka sanji jolimbe kamol fitakan nga kodindi men soton kam fam balena nga kafunyoma yata fo yiro wultan nim fe ya kafunyoma yeta dundi lan kunna mo batara killing barakantan killing ayna ye wala ayla ko kodo ta kad abuke na fafa nyen men alkamo ye 3 million ne tambulu ye 1 million ne tambulu ye 700,000 ake na fa munela e kata be ku jonko na barakata ko to mol la kodo mol taro e kana kra e abi ka fa wonya le fa nya fa bu kanyinya no le fata ni ministre men be sunyar wala ten e be molla na flotaka ajube ni lafta Gambia Africa di surtout la Gambia di una barakanta ya na la hammenta ya lonna e ka banko be la na flo sunya instead ya invest Gambia ko ne kata invest Dakar nyolle to e sita America nyolle mina Africa no la ko bala fa wartale al kanna ko do sunya al kaburu wotunna banko lika ale sila kilin lo nyal be wurla nga silole lo ale kolon kilin sinya nga bo holo le dimo la like is atel yo bondal fanyu la posol le konal natal kajio dintella atal ko na nam kodo na le million kilin do ko kenyale na million ton bi most of these ministers ye cordal soto Angleterre e do le cordal soto America ni ajal kata America le kata cordal sanje fo malay ko le America do ko malay ko wolle America do ko kaje ke America alkata Angleterre dame malaikol le jeedo ko ali ñoo man sakunda do ko lal men yalon ko yela banko kanu Angleterre ñol kono France ñol kono Spain ñol kono America ñol kono wolle la banko turn into something for ye je Kenya bo silo kante wala tina nga South Africa no jebe mo fi un tocho lay ba foka sometimes I really sometimes I do support them ila e ka African will communicate far Kenya I don't support that but asking them to leave their country and sometimes ning kam na kam fa duntana I sometimes ka folo ko hani entel be signed it namune we are the cause because muna kita nte ta la sirin jang mbe man sakunda bataro fasala na banko ka nte borda system o men kono ngana wandi banko ka woli yela banko ye kelo leke ye ni landi ila alfa folo lila kobe ke yela banko londi sila kendo kam ko benam fanna fala wala banko la kairo nte la banko kam be batara ya fasala je bi ni tata NPP sopota soljube America kono bi ni IC ni fo Islam ba men yalo koy kata mol attack e jama be je kate ma boy male kay tan town. But those are the same people defending Adama Barrow in the Gambia. But Niko ebe deport la Gambia muna kene kebor because yalo neko the situation in that country ebo situation o men defend ka I doesn't favor you. Mo fiuna jawya ikalo nyineda. Ite be sitting America ka Adama Barrow fasa. Iko banko beta kunkan ba ni lafte deport la kebor e bukala fi katela banko kay babe je fa be je la musol be je diwni be je ike bore e bukala fi ke deport e be sitting spend ha Adama Barrow be do kol ni ko be sayndi la asijare ye fam fay eta so san e be sitting Angleterre ha Adama Barrow be do kol ni ko be sayndi la si fanjolo eta so san Africa diwna jawya mo fiuna jawya na ngania fiun e kalo nyineto albe sirin Italy ñol albe sen aliye almo jolle sen fankaso la kana Italy ale Adama Barrow siringe albe almurta aliyo système mal borta alborta o système men almurta nan koteke albo système o defenka ani you one alato coming alkamen fomola ha nyim banko ha Gambia mu kaira banko lete kairo te banko to banko men bu kadomoro sopto na fanye mol bu katel so fenna e buka foko alinga nga wall atodum solar system power lo alla banko ka nga biggest project all foi katel so mano lela abuka manu wo mano fanal kanal kadi alla support sola ya wafi ali Gambia mune malla problème sanji taworal be sada danola sanji taworal la independent sotonen sandema Guinea Bissau fo me yalo ko wotuma telle be nyabi ka tamballa woto wo kanyi tandile ko alla banko man ta kan nyato akata ko mane ba wa tel fisi ata menti kuno bi wolle nata tambitalla. So the problem is not about the leadership, it's about intel banko diun nimman sa men nata nimman sa wo man sanata alelo wo koma albafula be te mu mala ekolti hay yemen kijang do ma kijang yemen kijang Adama Barrow e kanyin nonsense o men fo Adama Barrow ha Adama Barrow etela nanin sandema yemen kijang sanji tan kono jawara ni ya jambe kafo anyon hasidi ya kumo anyon fando ya kumo ate kere nyaje Adama Barrow kera mansati mo le independence do non do bi Adama Barrow sani mira president ya kula Adama Barrow be mira president ya kula ba ne aje be kala president ye fansum banko le soto ye fansu sovereignty le soto momen yo ki sovereignty ni kelen tele fo yo dintel al kanal ka wolle le daro doyande ka Gambia no la ungratefulness no world. We are very ungrateful society. Wale atina we will continue to suffer. Ndi won't be continue to suffer. Adu be Gambia dingo continue niya atodo compare the population of our country to other countries. Gambia di umembe faka nyem fankaso kona banku dinte fakanje. Gambia di umembe faka de sato kona banku dinte fakanje. Because compared to our population with Nigeria la population no. What caused that? A small country like this country. It will katra la million filita. Banku di fuaro saikulo fawtabul ama muso soto no afanye ikasi kawa Adama Barrow by force. Adama Barrow is like they are doing to Esa Jawla ndeme alon kon nin diwni na musol hannin te fada bi alhamdulillah nga fende soton koma bari ite men man fudu folo ila balwo fon be mollebul ni ko alinga konton molle kete kile annanga da soma molle kete kile ite la konton siman da soma be mollebul ite man fudu folo ite kan ne ka fonde Esa Jawla Adama Barrow is here by to stay by force ndel meta ni moyla ni manke ni kukutati jawara la sopota sol ko jawara nyanta tulajande by force Gambia di unal buka karang nyina mun na problem na lonnal men be o banko ka ngam fanke din ngam fanna dino futan damen aninna limani ya no to mo sawni banko Gambia di una limani ya am hani out of 100% la limani ya man 3% offense man sawo man sana nin kar bo daje nyim banko be tinyala le ala yo mo le dada nyin dunia ko ni tete je nyim banko teta kila banda nabiyo mo jolle tata Ibrahim Khalilullah fayma fa Ibrahim mo ala terolti Musa kallama Allah Musa ala diya mutate nyil be dunia bula itata hani sa dunia be taka kila rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam hanna tar ko dol ko kitabul man correct kafo men nako lawla muhammadu ma khalaqa samawati wal ard natara manke kila la hormona la bunya ndanyin sawni nyim banko dadala je wo kila e fa sama be jang banko be jang ite kafo nin kare man nin kare bota jandro nyim banko be tinyala are you even ite la muslimi afon you should question yourself about that man sanata aliyata he karide an intanyum nyom president sotola ite be diwle le wulukan e kanyi tan de mo la le te diwni foni imam baraka i diwni man layla bawo alifa men kallo ka fuka ha nim president baro bota jambe ni misalal sa ite be diwni men wulukan diwni nyante nyinin kala mfa sa ite ben te wulukan ite man lantela bawo ite ko ni adama baro bota jang nim banko ben ni misala sa ite du eka gambia alifa moy dinke tambe mo membulu eka gambia muso moy ay dinke sabawulu dinke nani wulu wo muso kallo dunia arhamanu tema ka fo nyin adama baron telte sonna nyi kanantel bul ne nyim botambulu do nyin banko be tinyalal so ite ka diwul me ka nyi tan nambe dim fuuri wala wulu kanyin dunia ko fo ala yo fenkele di mo la nin carte je nyin dunia be tinyalal kan ite alol nyawonya ala la wolu mo kendo le be wulu kan ala la wolu mo kurul le be wulu kan bari sina moy gambia di moy ha nyin adama baro ne nyin botam bulu jang nsi adiyata atelier akuyata atelier adam baro be bola jele wala nin berefayo ma bondije kudeta ba bondi la jele nin kudeta ma bondije kuran ba bondi la jele nin kuran ma bondije saya ba bondi la jele ala yole fo ala ko bansawo mansa ila mansa be bannale وتلك الأيام نداولوها بين الناس نمان سياتي لولن كيتلا نجون لتيما Gambia diw ya jambe nata jana ha membe mbulun ngole long membe nanto awo kunterin sifale wala kenan kala alla karam alla wo Gambia University is crap, is nonsense, is rubbish. Because akamo sifale men because karam momenti wala mko yel karam beta ta nata ni aje kila ko mole ko talabul ilmu faridatu ala kulli muslim wal muslimat londo ni no farra yata muslime musone muslime ke beleka mo adama di ne londo so de buka konnanteya anu nyim banko me yalon ko e kamda ko be ite so fen fasa be UDP ko le kan fandika e man tele UDP kan fandika e la responsibility bo le tinya kan do al kamalo luna ala be nyinin kala baw ala kole ko inni zailun fil ard khalifa ite adama du ngeki kala ngeke banko ka responsible personality ngeke responsible personality nyim banko ala ya karfantellema so ite amina ko ka adama baro fasa ayna banko tinya ite ka UDP le kamfane no alkiyama lolu na kadon ala ko ne ko la tufsidu fil ard ba'da islahiha alkana nyim banko tinya so we are doing politics just katasi alinga UDP tinya muna sanji jolle tanji tansaba albe party kilonoma and one thing niade gay ko Gambia no la karama na faso why do we have the political pluralism? Why do we have the political pluralism? Because niaje ko ni tata banko dol kan like America ye budget so to menke la political party finance niaje German ye budget so to many yalon ko mafo ko political party many yalon ko imam pass that is a percentage nyanda men so la parliamentary for you to have access to that budget pour nyin kamala ko is democracy sabatin di no banko kan nyamendo without the political pluralism there will be a monarchy. Niaje adama barobe do ko dol ke kam alata ko la UDP be fosi men ke kala adabo la lota ja ko bara ni ngena tema alam baro ka be brijo lo la je birin tumo men na politician tata yeda dundi je comme ko na ferio katu sekala bakono adama baro kato bekele pour ka ferio na tindina. That is the work of the opposition and dol be je na tar ko alata ko la UDP ta ateli you became useless in the eyes of adama baro but UDP la force ala cool UDP la preso adama baro na la mansa kundaka wala ka kine kal dol appoint pour aller kela diamulat Ismaila Cissé nyole nyaje baro tata ay ko beke mome ye nene ako yo akulele sa ye natini nan kay kala fan ya folati wallahi UDP la preso lo nyaje modi sabale baro ya ban commission ya ban dia ku ya ay ko beke modi sabala ka samba police ka accuse coup d'état la ka ko bela ka na ta sabana because of United Democratic Party la preso lo If there is no opposition in that country, aliyama ko barobe menke ka be kelal. Abe nyim borim men na jana beta berola la jana beta berola to convince people purumun kamala yebo e mo stupidiro mo kuntero wala kallafi ko ala banko opposition o kana soto ji. Because iman kuning, iman kalamuta, isondo mol ma yeleno, kato dunia mu competition let. Anywhere in this world, in competition or tege, or banko will be a zero, special like in Africa. You should be grateful that we have a political party like United Democratic Party. Fali amako UDP mo mama boys party let. Many aloko kata see media to ka English for we are party with a different approach. It's all nonsense. Opposition should be an opposition. Opposition should not be a bootlegger to the president. Alta lekar German la parliament jube, wala England la parliament, even South Africa, ali la parliament jube. They don't bootleg the president. But without a genuine opposition, we are going back to the dictatorship, because who is going to challenge the president there? And most of you become a president because most of you became a position holders in that government because of the UDP. You are useless in the eyes of the president Barrow. He don't care you people again. Man se o man se na dal bafula ha ya lo nyin man se kendo la mu ale nyine fo jawarama ando memu sad things Gambia no al bukakara. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yin fo adama di wonen na aja konye Qur'ano ko shiru fil ardh fanzuru kayfa kana akibata allazina min qablihim kanu ashaddu minhum quwwat wasaru fil ardh. Alako adama di we alal hakilo murundi mo fololi kan meni benin dunya ko no jannatel benala akoy ye fion sotalti kanu ashaddu minhum quwwat ye sembo sotalti ke yatalti bari ngole halaki mun kulela wata atulu men nata sayta wol no kala hakilo murundi wol kambang ye kukurun men ke pural fanan kana say wala kukurun ka bal say atella president men botaje ye kukurun men ke nin president nata sar woto hakil doya ni jahiliya le moti bawo ya jambe ko menke o basteni wala akinna ko ye jawara ke baba dindin kortol nata ya malundi ka sen exile because of overstay in power. Ando amanna ke jawara damba e masi botide akedantel Gambia diun fane masi botide because men say the jawara noto they start torturing Gambian, they kill some of us, they send some of us to the exiles because of overstay in power. And do the military government kon ya jamela overstay wala atinna ko adama baro fana fela nata ay mune kenna abenna kodol tinyakal abe siol dundi kan nyokal ka siol kan fandi nyoma gathering minority together against the majority momen yalon komtel be misilme dewlet albe ko la killing albe tuba bol la banko ka jamani janto ni kale nigal ka kamfa ni kale Ausland al ka kamfa in italiano kale ko negro al ko mun resistant atar ko wol be peace men ko ne yela banko do kunya men na tele o do kunya al bi ñom be kila atulu al gambiano al be kila mo jawsi falti dunia ko nal tekel ya Africa ko ka ko ñim banko kendol te foirol le muyti because ma had soto Mome yalo ko ite fuara ding yes nam fankasol e be sirin Italy e be sirin Germany e be sirin England jana e ka fo mole man buk ma sose mambo e be sirin mel la banko kay fa man do ku keje mama man do ku keje ba man do ku keje e nata ye tolerance la banko ka e kata si ka fo mole man affaire sose kay sose du ñu vote si sose man buk ma sose atal ko e be sirin mel la banko kay ni den tamunel idiot ni koy ko niga ye kamfa ni goy koy migrant go back to your country ye kamfa atare ko ñom mo ha sido wala tan la banko tala ñato aliyama e kam fa ali nga mol nenal manta mo nenela fonnal be mande fontele tamu gambiat nal be den da banko ñi la na tiñata ala yalon ne ko nganna pat men ke je bawo ala ko alkiyama loluna yawman la tuziru waziratul wizra al ukhra alkiyama loluna he is going to hold each one of us is going to hold us accountable based on our attitude, our deeds. He's going to account each of us based on what our deeds is. So why will I face anyone? Hey, I think I'm going to fight about the Gambia. If I the Gambia, a babu got the left hand on the use. A babu got a marcel. ibin kiwul bugada o marcel ni te amira ko against United Democratic Party ka fo ko ha because manding kollamu wala nyon buguma sose ha sidi diwni wala tena aljama beje mbebe fa kanyin imaje mbe jambe nyini ndiro lambe batare ne mem fata ye fudo kafu nyoma lenga go fonda nga tangi sambaje mbe tula nyine kono alla president o president na dabe lamana exile atelier ma o malla banko la todiyalt o malla banko la todiyalt tiba alla president folo exile president fulanjang exile sabanjang fana fere alba parendikang anu one thing ba fulale gambia la ni intellectualists, they are the most hypocritic intellectual in the entire world. Yaje B, because election of Benala, you will see most of them align themselves to the president Barrow because he is incumbent. They will come out and, for example, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏𝒏𝒆𝒍 today, it's not a crime. It's his political right to join President Adama Barrow. But most of these people, many aloko, they fought the dictatorship in the country. Check their track record. They were once a member of that dictatorship. 𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 was working with Yahya Jammeh before, and Yahya Jammeh problem also. After having the problem with Yahya Jammeh, watumole aborta. Kata join struggle. You see, Gambian only one thing munna problem only. We seem to forget about the past so quick. They were enabling the system. Gambiano neadeko nibe misilimo of selfish interest past people on in ta Gambiano blomuta. Majority. They only fight the system when the system victimizes them. But as far as they are enjoying the system, they don't see any wrong with any system. And they don't want people to say it. 𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒏 was working on the APRC. With all this brutality APRC was doing against the Gambia. And they don't see that when they were in the government. But when they left the government, because of Muneketa, they fell out with the government. Now their interest is no more there. They joined the struggle. Fatou Camara was enabling the Yahya Jammeh, was criticizing the oppositions because she was enjoying the system. When she fell out with the system, she joined the struggle. Now we call them heroes. Yes, they are heroes because they are part of the struggle. Let comma strugglers. And if we see the same people, they are showing their true character. Until Mafuko Mo cannot join Adama Barrow. But for the God's sake, Adama Barrow is looking for third term. Because if they want to be employed, you will see a lot of these intellectuals coming out with their nonsense papers. Adama Barrow is a peaceful man. Adama Barrow. If Adama Barrow is peaceful, a thief who does not fight anybody, a thief who does not kill anybody, but he went to your house to steal something there, police. Because you call the person criminal. Adama Barrow ala sono ya wo muntella ma sibolete because muneketa mansa ila loi le nyante kolla isono ya tale, but not your own personal will. The country does not, you don't run the country based on your own wills. Gambia we have a constitution. That constitution wala nyanta kila moli kairoti. Wo constitution wala nyanta kila mole ma sibot wala atina ko mol kafa ko reform. If there is no reform or if there is no constitution, people should judge based on their own emotion or their own will. That's what is the use of the constitution in our country. The mol nonsensical kana ha Adama Barrow yala ate sono ya tele ni aje mansa o mansa la mansa kuruno Adama Barrow na sono ya be afona fonta ya sunya ya jube former Mauritanian ambassador in Mauritania. Adama Barrow tata jay Mauritanian society member je Gambian society in Mauritania ayeso $5,000 wakioni yo $5,000 ayata ya yemandi. Adama Barrow recall the embassy. Ayo embassy recall. Okay, benala sai. But mojo le Gambia taxpayers so la million take kasara. Adama Barrow still working with them. Mola ila deo make mo kendete. ila sono ya meke mo kendete nadra sono ya la molle be o banko kam men sono ya da katambe Adam Barrow. You don't vote for leaders based on kafo ko akari sono ya tan. We have a constitution. Any serious leader is always dictated by the constitution, by the supreme law of the nation, but not his own will. Kafala character munina da ba fa zambala woltola. That's why Adam Barrow la mansa kunda ama respect soto Gambia diuni nya koto kote because munemu sunya robe jurmane na banko kan bari kam modol ma be sunya role le barabe do ko fananda subhanallah ko men haramuta mobo kekan ite ko hanna bo haramo nyin kekan barabe ku kendo fanan kekan ye Gambia diuna mentality je mobe sunya rola e ka fo habe sunya rola le bari be do ko fanandal ite ke fanke misil moto ko men haramuta mobo kekan altalla banko alta bala fala alfani atilla banko sada dano albuka fem produce no han jawara la taimuna almune manen kafar kilay ikatiyo Gambia in nga groundnut export le nga cotton export le nga beno export le nyil be fan kanan kam fansun tulo produce ko ko bari bi hanip feng albuka produce no me yaloko altelle boss sambala albuka export no alkamune export no. At least Jawla la watula we Gambia used to export the cotton. Gambia used to export the groundnut. Gambia used to export the beno. I don't know what the sisa. But today what do you export? Papa und Mama sie weiter. Aber hat du noch bald mal kommen. Next time na today. Papa next time telephone beta papa mama sima. So you can understand. Until we don't export absolutely nothing. So ni ajube mbebe mfoka wala mkombuka karang. Na mansa wa mansanata aka overstay nabe bolaje ayatanga tanga start koteke zero. Jawara nata sanji tansaba ntada start zero. Ya jamena sanji muwani mfula ntada start zero. Adu disati membuka telu malo. De sana. De la president est total exile to. So if Adam Barrow want to continue to lead that country, atuta bulije. Wotuta Gambia no le bulu. But in Safa ko awulunya mamfisia ya jambeti. Awulunya mamfisia ya. Awulunya mamfisia ya warati awulunya mamfisia ya jambeti. Me ya kidna nyili mo fulol tata exile. Ate kam men fo mammo bute fine. Jawara fana mammo bute o Bangkoka. But he end up in exile. Tell Muslim all that. Ado the sad thing is, nkatan kam fan den the Muslim ya men koma malla wo dino fauna. Baw adamadi ni lata dino le lata ko ala be konti bolal. Ala yol fa man kana yarju liqa'u rabbih falyamalu amalan salihan. Wala yushriku bi ibadati rabbih ahada. Omutonya. Wato wala muko ni telata idin alal benyo yala. Stick to your promises. Stick to your promises. Bawo alako awfu bil ahad. Ala lillahi lul timmani. Inna al ahada kana mas'ula. Kadunte ala de benna lahi lul benyin kana al kiyama loluna. And wato wallahi do katinya kubalo misilme yakono de. Nyemu Qur'an kulol. Asaita ko take wa Qur'an wa hadiso nata wa Qur'an fanan nata hadiso fanan nata konye ko ni lafta na fi ko na taman seri sababala. Wa taman seri sabol kono aboli kono ija wa adha akhlaf. Wala mko na yela hidi ko kula don abatinya la tatim mandina. Gambia, when are we going to move as a nation? mansa na dali asindi je ali afo ka betula je le frère abetula at the end ay nandundi meskono mansa abuka mansa wati abuka banku diuni wati nga president fulol mem besoto ila overstay felenta am banku diuni wati am mansa wati ye jawarata ya samba exile because overstay ala promise oltika. That is the truth. Ba fa lota la ko ate lola 1992 election ola akate lola 1992 election ola alota election la election win 1994 ya coup d'etat ya jamenyol men ya coup d'etat ko jawara overstate le itel they are soldiers with differences itel benala 6 months they will go back to the barracks was 6 months o banda ya extend kake 2 years after 2 years he called, now we will go to the election. He resigned from the military. Now I ala promise adu jomale yake misilime diuni meni yalon ko ikasali kasung wole tata ya jambe kai ko ila hido mentinya ya la hido mentatinya. Allahu akbar. Anu itemu misilimo ite ko ala kole ko ako kila ko kuntu khairu ummati ukhrijatu lin nas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. Abe munkar li kono le momen yalon ko kamuli yamar kukurun la ala ko kila ni aje la man to le fisiata man ta jamati meni tambita katu ila nyoya mar ku kendo la kanyo fatande kukurun ma so sai moyela hidota ala dun ko ene ko ufu bil ahad ala la hidol timmandi innal ahad kana mas'ula kadunte ala fanande innal ahad mbekela la hidole nyinin kalaltile alkiyama loluna say te koy mo misilimo te kaso ikasale ka jakobo mol kala hidol tay ka alkakta ka funyoma misilme jamal in setali yol mali ya marke hakilo bulan kadu ni lafta mola aya mar kula memma na fala dunya ba na fala alkiyama banal kate ya mar kukurun lawo kukurun buka imaje alla ya marul kola wo alfal men ka wo ken ni be buka do adu atoro ko ya jambe alfa jolle nene yo banko ay alfa jolle doyandi wo banko andugo alfa le tata katalo ka fay kon den laftale ye wura ye la promission nyin tinya ye la hido men tatinya misilme nafiko siata o banko kande walakin na ni misilme ya kumol membe kana be fan ya malle la misilme ya fon la imalla misilme ya la imalla alala ana mbaro tumo men na tata lo base meeting la ko akwa electric meeting dulaje akwa atel le bente sambano la state house anyina ta alala yala ka kwenda li male aka telle ba sambano la state house alla berol aleta register le berota nal man bero fayate ate ala mande to soto nola so way mun yita de woto momo na tala ya kale ko ala le kam man sa fay one ay fani ala ko to til muliku liman tasha ndele kam man sa ya di mola men dia tanyen kata mobul to izu man tasha ngata mobul men dia tanyen bi yeli mulku man sa ya be bate ala le blokon bari ala ka diamu hakili malle ala man diamu sonde men tawniye ala man diamu mole men yalo ko ni ko do hebbu etel kalla wala tinna ala ko ku fa ka fatam fansende adama di yenne ima janata ko nya soro do ko fa suratul isra aka inna makanna fil ardi lahu a'tayna kullu shay'in shababa fa'atibahu shababa nganin nte ala subhanahu wa ta'ala television be da nyin dunia kon adu fewo fe ngada da ngasaba bole kala wa ala kilo ne ka fonye fa'atiba ushababa albula sababol noma woto jomalle mu mansala sababol to atul men kala berotika atul men kata voters kata atul men kata lo line to ka bero fay woto nale mansa kurunta ala bal konti bolala walakin na ko kila ko ne ko nimbe mol tombo na lenga mol tombo men ne adaji ko be men lan muslime aji ko be men la muslime ya daji ko be men la men na society pastor say neko ala mole ko atel buka man sa tomba la man sa fakata sa ka fala kal bero ni na bero le be samba. Are you not contradicting each other? Banale o bero faye pareta e be la tinyaro le man pare sila e wotumole e man pare jile kan nay ka fo mole ko ha nin ale na wato ban ala be na jomale bulo mutala kay bi le la wato banta boje ala yaje man sa man sala nin jiyo hammetala ji hammetala ji hammotala ji hammota marila aliyaje momola amam pare jila mislime na fi kolo katum biri ite be lahido dila mola fay malon ala be gele birin tumo men e ba fula mole ko 3 years ite malon ko ala sototal e malon ko ala kamol jindi e malon ala kamol ta e kana ta ko de ke kam moto sai kadi mo le ko e ko fasa folla mu ila alati e kan na leptanol tuje e kata e kam 100,000 di musu kafolla e ka fal na kafu malien fasa ye foyete malo ala bejele yo ala woto ala jamale bete bulu kado musu kafolla mu ila alati ngoy malla alala misilme nafiko ake dende ala komale walakin qur'ano ko idza kila lahum aminu qalu amanna wa idza khalu ila sayatinihum qalu inna ma'akum inna ma nahnu mustahijuna ni ko yalla ala ne ka fo ko en del muliman del ni misilmo del lata ala liman ya tanal ni setanol ben tay ko yo del natel le del fon kitatel le ma ko yalla ten katani misilmo li amen kanana ke la kullo dial oton del natel le ngale na fi ko jele mujabi jabina bayna jalika la ilaha wala wala ilaha wala yes ane kunna ko ibrahim nge kondo la ilaha wala ilaha wala ite jang mujabi jabino lo walakin ala subhanahu wa ta'ala misilme nafiko bunije rahimahullah ay nyimfa ko misilme nafiko abantamu misilmol te bara konotomo kafir reality kato ne ala ko innal munafiqina fi darki asfal minan nar walan tazila lahu nasira munafiko je itamu misilmote bari itele betalla jeni lal be duma e betalla dolomin nal be duma e betalla tay sabalal be duma ite betalla kukurum barala yala nyin dunya kono ite nafiko itele betalla woto nafiko fen jawbalti de nafiko ko fen jawbalti wala dinan koy ko misilme nafiko wala siyata nawo banko ka misilme nafiko wala siyata wo banko ka bawo ite kan lo moli nyato e ka fo mole ko ha alale kay nyin tambinde bar wo fon kata lo mitin dula ka fo mole ko ha de tambino la nal mambiro voying nal manda voter registration ota so yalo nafi ngoy misilme nafi ko dangerous talde misilme nafi ko dangerous batare e ka society tinya e telle ka society tinya e ka mol dundi problème kono gambe la nyim problème be misilme nafi ko lo bawo ete bibi mol be adam baro kelende ka comme amake kontule adam baro konne barin ko amanke ko nga adam baro konne de bara abe jiko menna nga wole kon ala ko ni be mo kanula akanu nte ala la siloka ni be mo konna konte ala la siloka e kam mo kon ala la siloka nyali la ala ko al kananyu la nafulo sunna la taakulu amwalakum bainakum bil batila al kanake nyola nafulo batarati nyalate sai ninte ngete ko e kasu nyaro leke woto nge kon ala la siloka kan bare kare de ala ko diya tan nyele kato aka to nyala fo wallahi nge kanu ala la siloka ngodo ma nge kondo salam nge kondo bari sai ite ko mole ko ha mansa alale kasindi mo buka mansa soso sai ntol meniko ntol be mansa soso la katum mantara soso kan ko nga akonne ma soso ko kala ko wole man dia nyamba soso kan ko abenna na fulo tamandi kanya andi ite mo kilo ne kanna lon tele nyaata ko qur'ano ko ne ko lata ko amwalakum bainakum bil badila sai ite ni qur'ano sai ite fambe men fo kan tele man lala qur'ano kal kana nyola na fulo do mo batara yakon ado kila ya fulal muslimu aqul muslimu ibadi uno muy nyom muslimote amanda wala ko harrama dammahu kabo nyom muslimo yelo bon haramu yatale o malu anin kala nafulo fantinya o fanan haramu yate kan sai mo dan tambe sirin bankola nafulo le ba do mo la diate nyame adiate nyame ba do mo la wonya al ko ngande wala atal dum mo kilun meni kanyin kuma kan fanya tele katalo min barol tal ko nyako kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam ko marra minkum munkaran falyghayr bi yadihi momo ye kukurunje society ko na kelo ibulola say nga kukurunje kon kana fo ne nga fo ndel mu kaje fil lallet ite what do you stand for ila belief mu munete say ila belief mu munete kato ala ko nga nyoya mari ku ken wala nga nyofata ndi kukurun ba say ko ntelbe ala le sosoka aha say nga ala soso nga mansa natindi nga mansa natindi base ala soso le ndele ala le soso nga ala soso kampenta ya jambe man kampenta mbe ala soso lambe kila soso ka say na kila soso ni ala soso be ko la nga momen natindi ala soso ni kila soso silo kal kanata groupe nyo kal kata woya Gambia misilmol al mala lafta mun fona Gambia misilmol al lafta mun na ya jele ana baro lota janna ko ay fure akol lum killing ay fure jolle wuri ko fure nani ka safol ke ko kono haja sirik ni mu sirik wala bari wo mulo ku membe e man se ku mo inventa da lo min baroka warnada esa jawla le ko mofo wala ba usel le fo wala mama kande le fo e be hawji la jimo e si yeta lo min baroka e be kumbola Allahu akbar kila ni defo abu temi akotene abu confused nation confused ya imam mo kila mo me adam baroko efen anu kila ala kayna ko inna Allahu la yastahi ate ala te malula mo matonya kila te malla mo matonya walakin han arabu ala kila ko kal birin ala ni ayo lindaga al arabu ashadul kufra wan nifaq arabu mo kutun kannol let bar fo kila manke arabu lo Abubakar Siddiq arabulo Umar bin Khattab arabulo ni mo kende sahabal jama beje arabulo bar fo ya kinay ji ko mo mente ala mafo ayafo say ni wo ko membe wonya de kata lo ko man sanay ko kurunge buka fay say ala jomale ke exaso ala kale qur'ano ko no karnin karnol de karno le ko kurunge al kanawo fo so comme fu aro men kam da ko esa jawla no ninde ya gale dalo min barol ko beta wala dol ka ko konde beta jahannama fo jahannama caawo wetelul afonye ko ning ayatar ko ma beta jahannama sel sep dulale ya ni ayatar ko ma beta jahannama sel sep dulale afonye ko ngana ngi dani ko kato wodimba wulem ba ko no man lafita woto la ni do Allah tan sambala jele mba wulen na tar ko e ma be da jahannama selu septula la fo nyede ngana ngema koy ngana ngajimi ko to ngafoy ko e sheikh afwan ya sheikh wallahi istajini Allah istajini padal ka fa mole ko manza soso haramtal nga mansa soso nga mansa do natin di soso roka alkanna nyo kafu nyo mal kada wa mansa ya so obe ke no la nyaadi le kitabu ke fo kitabu jomale fo al asma wila fo kitabu ndesale watu mombe 40 la yalla defo lota 40 la yalla nde 40 la jani ben sambala mahadi ya de 40 yalla Sheikh Sidi Asisi ane nadat diata bag fandi man nadat dokuma ana diata bag kana na so kono le na budiro akafunya ko Sheikh Sidi na nkira na usoda ko esa man kawan jawlan ka ninda da afani naam ya sa ko ko tale ninda da uso ko 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 atele English karam muto dindi akonyo ka atele English karam muto dindi membe na mahari jalla ko wol siata ba akonyo sawa ni bena ni koto wena non to kana na jande koto nkata moli kilisi lola ka ko yabo koto mala yala nda family jawale Sheikh Sidi Asisi ndesa nte fandi ma 40 la bente la so kono itelle na 40 boyndi ko fan yam fandi ma ne ya dundi la fen ko kono ya ga na primary school do teacher e ustazot ikay ning 40 ha say ale catholic but yeah, how those people they approach to our old peoples, you know. Akonye ko mbafule fay akonye ko ite beta kanyawe ngabde sana une wane kafar kilayo Sheikh Sidi Asisi mahad akonye mbafo le faye na ye bondi kara tuwa karamuno because ite Mahadi saluto na usta sollem woto mo kebu chamu delele afa ala fo kebu chamu mabutu fele yalo woto talendra skule kankili mabutu la ndada school al sito bataro lonkun ndada mahadi ngol kam fo ka fo nyele mabuto e ka fo nyele mabuto bi sin katu problem wol mboda wodo ndada sek maska wol fanan ko nye kabila ma hakko to wali for giving me these stupid names sek maska al kankili kabila rolen kabila ya woto mon defana kata bakum na wala kabila vundi da kabila bar momo ya fo nye sai ikahunya lata diul afilani ayo wotan ko bi ismul fusukh ba'da iman alkana nyokili to kurulla dada tele na school ke ni kebu chamu nyole tele ka fanya mabuto bana ko mabuto ngafanya kebu yebu no sai alfano sai was kenaten because nice scout kenyola bitte raufmachen ja mach ich ein senior barantelle scout kenyola so Gambia alla banko beta kanyame Adama Barrow. There are some foolish people many ya mirako nyaton kaya president ya 𝒂𝒂𝒏 ataro ndada banyu leta no ne sara kule dole bentaje ya bea okay ni sara kule benda na musolla la ro be nyobala jani na muso be banda al ne mani kafar kala del na muso bar ngalo ne ko how he went through. I don't need to tell his name here. ne fulol tata nyobala je o lefta noto UDP kute woto NPP kute woto GDC kute woto patienti kuole be woto yalo Gambia ni mo mandum men ko ne bukalo Gambia la leftano la conditiono jama be jebe wuri nate fali ya munati na Adama Barrow yala ala abama bondi ka samba kata jara trukai modi sabale ya bondi Gambia kono le ya samba India Adam Barrow na la nyi leptani nyi male Adam Barrow biri baba ma kata abama check up dambande $3.6 million 3.6 million modzane momodu del yaje nadi non be sundi nan ko del mu imamul sefo la mun del de bimbal tu bin la yalo te ma fenkela tajana ni tata basse ila nyi fenke atodo ila nyi sato fela mo dangono ila nyi mane kunda ko da e watu be bugal ma be soto e kata kunda imaje sate mu be bugal ma be soto e kata kunda mule kata alma be kamola na je Jawla kunda ko ndesan sane wol ni mane wala duwantele so ikaona sa so woleftano nyindo fula kuteje surwa kuteje sara kulle kuteje yala telmen be kende yala be kesen sa man lal katel alta yalo one thing ngol fo Gambia nole kadu siri nyum forum to bla 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 hani tembe tubab duja ni tata Gambia please I beg you just take a 30-minute walk to any nearest hospital and see the condition of the hospital. Maybe that may change. Wobela mentality falina Adam Barrow la karo. Nde I stay in hospital with my wife, my late wife, for 1 month in Kala Bandale, Banjul. And before that, every year in Tata Gambia, Amanke Famford, Wallahi Billah, I walk to the hospitals just to go and see there. The rest what I did there is only Allah knows. But I do that. Because ngalo nako many besasa ntaman fisieti de. Many besasa manke ko ntele barakateti. Anda manke ko ye kule ke alala wala kina alay wasasa leka. Anda manke ko ndefana ye kule ke alay meya kina man sasa ne. Ngalo nako sasa komi kila ya fo sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Ako kudu bi sihhatika li maridaka. Ila jata kendea. Amuta ko ila sasa benalalde. And that is part of the human nature. What on this side, they better do not neglect it because of today you are a German government do bis heute gesund. Aber du kannst auch morgen krank sein. Muss man einfach denken. Muss man nicht einfach egoistisch sein. Als Mensch bleibt. Und kann jeder fallen. One should not be selfish. One should not be, neglected. Because student debe kende yarinne. Nga feel ko molde fen foka leptano la karola fan yalam. Nita ila patient on yasno leptano. Eka jiodunde pipe men na ifone kasang. Eka yellow sun and the comment nga yellow sun and say yellow wafula la number bembulo, but I will not expose them because at that moment the mako menkentela I feel ko is a privilege for me. But what about the people many yalo they don't have money? Many yalo go yellow buso nkasa $1,300 is lela. Sometimes they ask me to bring the 4 bags of the blood. And then I used to bought all those blood for sometimes I spend 5,000 every 3 days when my patient was there. And so when I can ninga mulje be diam ke ka fo mole ko ni mu fania fo la lete but nga duata le ala kana la mol dundi wo situation sifa kono bar memem fo kandro wala mu ko kanaje kon debe jaata kende yale kono woto mol memem fo kan leptano la karola fania la di de men yalo ko be dunna situation no kono that day ite sembo so ne fanya ko ke because it tele ba situation no kono wod lunyi nyasi kana bula nyil mel noma muna it doesn't even make sense mo me yalo ko etele akeje etele dibito ke ja ko benna do dibito benna la ba fale ko manna do ko atelle president ke je president benna la ba fale ko manna do ko they will never say that. They will never tell you ko manna do ko nimol kale ko oxygen man soto leptano kono wallahi billahi tallahi I was a victim of that. The entire Banjul hospital, when they were, now wife need oxygen now. The entire hospital, there is no oxygen there. Imagine Banjul, big hospital like Banjul. Ka emergency, I for before IC unit number. Emergency unit. Ka jelbe ko nga order but it's not a biggest hospital like a Banjul. Biggest hospital like Banjul. Sometimes nkaya ile tilo kono laba mutatale njata ikam dan del fam kuran toti e ba fla ni tani military camp kare ngata military camp pol chole e ka fonyo ko no sandel buka yelo di. We understand ko yellow you don't produce yellow blood, you cannot produce blood, there is no blood factory. But come in Germany ja wol ka kenya men those who men kata yellow di whatever they can demand in deal because it can domoro menke wala ka yellow produce it can found men say it costs money it can domoro menke wala it costs money so they motivate them not that they are paying them but they motivate them every month giving them bit akamol encouraging them but sometimes men can yellow di kan ile number found like afa kon tamatale. I was in that situation. Thank God sometimes be fund la na Facebook nga so ngor I sometimes mol kana volunteering. And then one of those voluntary konde jula be ala party leader fela samba adam baronoma ngole fa nga ede ni ete ke dibitoti ede be abe dictatorship le create la amal kon konde jula GMC dindi uno he came to the hospital to help me to the blood because na musola blood and ala blood mo killing it all group all ask him the situation that I went through. So that's why sometimes when I see such kind of people, they all know what is going on in that hospital. Conte Jula know it because he was inside the hospital. He came to visit my wife there before she passed away. I was Dulani situation again. So when I see such people defending Adama Barrow and his NPP, I know that it's a selfishness because they are defending someone. Maybe they might think that this person, one of my Ahmad Fatiti. But none of them people do what situation okono. The situation I passed through. Nobody will tell me the situation of Banjul. And then nim doctoral kasi jele. Wallahi do for me jentato fola. He say we have a great doctors there. We have a great nurses there. But there is no equipment. Nteni hand glove fola bota jang. Natata. No so le abe bambuloko. leptano ko ne ka pesen so la domorol dundi dame nyin tumbu bali ka fo nyin tumbu men na cockroaches nyol wala katal fundila sometimes yela domoro dunda be ka muru nyin cockroaches ila tabulol ko billahi wallahi tal alta gamtel word alta musol kono mal katal dame did our women deserve that inin kura men fo man dal leptano ko ne basro lagi ila tabulo le ani ka jiyo dundi ni new men na ni neja nyime e ka jiyo dengalate nyaaje wol commenta nyame fa you even feel fair elin kura men mata leptano ko ina be bola jila e kata ka leptano banda penturu mole hambe ni fen ko la you know they full Adam Barrow e ka muneke yaaje some of our these directors in all the sectors they are very wicked heartless wala kine jama be je they don't ila endim bukanyinya Adam Barrow laftana la wodula ni be muneke la Ning Adama Barrow laftana la wodulate be muneke la what will they do ebe dula le organize la Adama Barrow nyanda dula men visit la but most deteriorating rooms Adama Barrow they will never take Adama Barrow there. This is how our hospital situation are ni be diamu la wala goto kani finna ila lab ila yellow kata dula men ko yellow men kadu Adama dul jato kono wo yellow dol fa be how long should the blood even take in the cool store? How long? Because you cannot leave the blood for 1 year plus. And then sometimes you know yellow sound like a whole dealer. And then ka yellow fana wafima, you must know the people because I am privileged to it. And then they men ka yellow wafimo man te e jala enola. Correction ole beje. But no de la mo be fala le ka ko yele teja. But ika wo yellow fa me wafima, sometimes ka modol le la yellow ta ka wo wafitema. Ni mo ko na ta yellow ta yo di wol. Yo replace wol. Alo konde julan dogeru nying namolo mo namolo mo lume ina tan so yelo la je ta dembe ni obe torare konde julan no wala gina nga wan doge albo man sa kurum fa sala madwade bare be system of do different kan ila family member or you yourself or any of your neighbor or friend might be the victim of that system. The system can victimize him. Adam Barrow 10 years is enough. Changing leaders it's not a bad thing. Ni Senegal membe nyobale yela leader jolle fali. Today wolle bentele nyame samba da komade ay samba nyatule because changing leaders akamuneke nin leader yalo ne ko 10 years mbole kelaje wallahi habala max mafoko hanna man do ko keno but corruption abo minimize and when corruption will minimize do abe munekela our economic will be boom but ni leader yaje ko nyim position to madama mbeje found kanyale ni ala en bondi je wato mena the dishonesty from of Adam Barrow kalo wall. The dishonesty of Adam Barrow. Now, airport, for example, just 2 years back, airport, they spent 14 million US to renovate our airport. Today, they come with another project telling us it will be a new airport, the airport expansion. They are looking every hole where they can generate the resources. Ibe kodo bondila minto le ka ibe kodo sunya no la nyadile Barrow cabinet minister they are all filthy rich. Barrow cabinet minister, and then the sad thing now is atel kombon ko ngadia matelle kombon ko la li sabar alalan de esa jawla manke kombon ko ndam basse di perlete mbota sandu le tak sandu diuna mundi na land base land membe bulu na sada uta siyata faro ndel la faro da base sandu be balundile wala tin nan ka fale ko nde esa jawla ndem batade nin kale mambata ndel musama sinela diwle te na du ndel kata na bale to albebe fola jiola la ji ndel be bale bala tak faro be bulu ti kande sama nyama green le kata ndel la sada ala ndel bless le ndemo da chate o men to changal tubabu jolle kata je kana ka fo be na farol sanna ya jambe ndel la faro 6 ako jangalen ko liya swala jinna malo soko malaika ndel mamoso na wudla to lade. So I can imagine someone from Combo or someone from Foni Sierra to come and invade my ancestral lands saying that it's government reserve land. This is unfair. Now, government reserve land. Okay, that's true. But reserve land should be used for what? Development of the nation, not an individual development. Niye molla ye land melta ye call as reserve land. And yes, is family level. Did you compensate those families? You don't compensate them. You took those land from the poor innocent people. Many along ko wolela ancestral land solmo. Eko government reserve land is okay. But if you are about to use that reserve land, there should be a public phone call. For example, schools, hospitals, factories, or hotels. But you won't love ancestral land, government reserve land, state reserve land. What are you doing with that? People call it's more CRL governor. CRL governor. Muna dinale man land yala brikama ba. Abotadame, Sierra, Alamanda Brikama Baliena land taliedian. You give the land to the Basse governor. Why you don't go to Basse URR and take so one land there? But Adama Baro Brana the president yala and in Bitema and Nenamo Mankaman Kundamo killing your land table. What is going on in that country is completely unfair. Ni minister solbe alial fanyo la land to provinces. They are untouchable there. Alial alfanyo la satul tuje. Ila land they are untouchable. Alkana combo albefuaro duni miskino duni fanyo left land people aliesis albeta la kanyotema. Why this is unfair? Allah does not like injustice. But I blame the Kombongas. Why the CRR governor will come from CRR? Why they didn't go to Brikamaba and give him a land there? What? Why the Basse governor will leave Basse and come to Kombo and invade or rob Kombongas lands? It can't focus state land so long. Those state land are belong to the family members. They took it from them. Do they compensate them? I don't know. And they take it as a state land, state reserve land. And state reserve land should be used for the purpose. The purpose should be what? Public interest, not an individual interest. Why are they doing that? Now Kombo is coming. They are taking all the lands from the Kombonkas. Adam Barola Masakunda. I'll tell Kombon Kolal Beshiri. In Allah Kombo doing many along be positioned, they are collaborating, taking all your ancestral land from the original owners. Mune be kela tele Kombon Kolal Bella Banda Kela Munleti Israel. Nkala Israel je birina da Palestinian. Ye Palestinian ye sembo so de is Palestinian land be able. Today most of the Palestinians they became refugees. Even though Palestinians they are the original owner of the Israel. There was no Israel before 1938 up to the 1948 when the British colonialists came there and they invite the foreigners or the moment they despise them. After the Hitler against them. So what happened? When you invite more foreigners in your country, they invite them, they become so comfortable. What will happen? They will start fighting against the original settlers there. We all have the area where we came from. You cannot go to my village and say that, yeah, this land is belong to, when the original settlers are we the Jawlas there. You want to take my land, use for the public interest. But you cannot take my land from me and there's someone from Kombo or someone from Serekunda because he's an MP or someone from CRL because he's a governor to come and give my ancestral land to that person by force. Who are you to do that? We will do everything when we don't eliminate you. We will do everything unless the government destroy our entire village. But we will never give up. At the end, I'll be labanna kela, I'll be homeless people, I'll do men bena. Nini alkalia, nini sefuya, palaso yalta, albala land betikala, kedi molla, ye fanyo la land tuje. Adam Barrow never took a single land from anybody in URR. Adam Barrow never took any single land from anybody in CRR. He never did it in North Bank. Why is he concentrating on the on Kombo? Why can they work on this decentralization? Go and do development in URR so that you can attract the people there. Go and do development in Jarasoma so that you can attract the people there. But the entire population of the Gambia is now where? In Combo. Now even the people coming from the Banjul, from the KMC, you invade the lands from the West Coast regions. Just for what? Because of their government reserve lands? At the end, Albal dul list kanje albe fuaro dol innocent people many aloko offense malbe dul bondi kela land kono in the name of the government reserve land. Entire country is sitting and watching Adam Barrow criminal activities in that country. Aliamal be Cairo sorolal. Aliamal be Cairo sorolal. Al kafo men na Cairo le mo wote kairati de mol be siring ila dimen nakang wo manke Cairo tide mol be siring ila janul kang e mol be siring ila ni kuyali kang e be siring because of no other way for them wo manke Cairo tide. Cairo should be in other way around wala muko momo ila hakko mu menti ya dila bar wo manke o banko kam governor from LRL or the CRR, Webona CRR, Kana, Baula, Lantika, Kedi, Governor. Who are they? Who are they? Alta decentralization, Aliye Sitilta, Aliye create. That is how government, serious government act. Alta Base, Wulol Beje, Aledula Juba, real estate or social state. Alta Jara Soma. You create a state there. Attract the people. Centralization or create. But you cannot be dependent on combo without doing nothing. And you stolen the land and raping the land from the original settlers. You call that as a state reserve lands. And they are working with some few selfish combo because many they are greedy of the power. Karlemu mfenkoti ha antele keda mayoti antele keda gofonoti. What is the governor? Al governor jolle beje nata al kiyama ye feofe mbara be tan la jele dol beje o tambe fro jahannama dimba futata wala kaburol kono moli kata nyin kuriyala ni fata ale ta lo la kaburol kono he mo kendole mu he almu ala nafanen kafarka atella wo fo le akina ala be yam falema kato ala ko momo yemen bara ako fa kayfa ya jam'ana li yawma la riba fihi wa fiyatu kullu nafsin ma kasaba hum la yuzlimun yemen bara ala be jola wala bari modol be akka wo banko ka musuta keto ikamena ko itelte fale be nyina risaya la but when the death strike them we start sympathizing with them mo kendo la ma atal ko ngeji kollonne nafiki ya misilme nafikol United Democratic Party. Their only crime, most of these civil servants, they hate UDP because Gambians don't like someone. Many aloko they are against the corruption because we take the corruption as a very strong sunnah in Islam. Gambiano man la fimola mentilinta. Gambiano man la fimola memman corrupt. Gambiano because muneketa ntella mentality membe mulu nesa niambe on sidi dama nyanta balula waleto. Subhanallah. Ebe banko bela nafulo sunya. Fuaro la nafulo, miskino la nafulo, ofanso la nafulo, musol la nafulo, dindo la nafulo, kebal la nafulo, ya be sunya ini dimbayal badomoka. Ete ko ebe ete lafta mun generation etule komal. Wala fina nyi minister sol jama beje, permanent secretary dioni jama beje, ebe janjan din dunia ko neketa drug addict tollete. Kay fama nyola ka kodol me kay kabe samba kata di cha kollela. Akamune na fay. Ida mbawni kana nyo korte fa nyol la soto fe on koma. Because munam ite fa nyol leo bara. Kamata dino tudan adabole yola yemenke wala kajweto ite banko bela na flo sunyala ite ko mo kun killing korda tang ite bu masa kunda do kulalte manke businessman ite killing korda lulu ite killing korda wor ite killing korda wor wala manyim be man bututo bonde kunda barka butu kam wala ko do ta ka sunya ka korda lo pour ite dewul la sama kam ite ko law ko moy na baraka wallahi ikomo be tinyala wo fanan komo be tinyala ni me ke kal yelma ku worowlo be te kala fendi adu kila ko adamadu ni fata nyin dunia fen saba wala tute koma wala hinatil membe kiri kam masa kunda do ko al sabari kila ko nin adamadu fata fen saba wala tute nyin dunia la baro be le kunduta تامات الأبد قطع أعماله كله إلا الثلاثة نين أدم دو فاتلا بارو بيك كنت تفو بار سبا وبار سبا لكنا على منفع الولد الصالح الذي يدعو بها يدين كندو ملتو يكوما كاتون دي ديون ملتو كان كوم بيكارن دي كان دينول والفنان بنا ديون بني سوتلا والفنان بول كارن لا دينول وتنتلا بار كندو نين دنيا كونو بي كونتينيو كان bari ite jamala na fulo sunya ko ite ke diun la ficho le dadawla instead be diun la ficho kasara kan e diun be nyod la banna korte wala korte la jama be ni fata ko ne beta jahannama le ali e diun be nyod sambala kitola yelol damba be nyod samba kan kitola ila fionka kato e bambara ko so ko de e fa la fionka jike wala yalla ko dem furu wala ka jika fa la ke ta fionka e ndebe fa fata ntelle tamu ndi fente bulu ndefabe fa la sama se non tumbul ndefama ye sama se no yole tumbulo kono ye mule tumbulo kono ko ngabalun taro le maje fonga jike manza kunda do kula kan dem ala manza kunda do ku manza kunda do wala tinna momen yalon go yetonya to diwni bulu e bu ka jiki mo kan mobu keke la jorawte ne aje be dindin jama be nyim politique ko ne keta jorawte because si fañol me yamar ku mol ke ko li he fe maje kari ben ne kal funda kam barakatela because même ba fole fundi atele funda tina de fundi la ata ya fanna integrity safe aya fanna moral safe aya diwla integrity safe ite même wandi diwti ni faal faade ba faade la el pereso ni faade nyata diklete e ke ko he kari fele ben ne kandal fundal comme talibe la dinding dole be janjame be podi na be kuma bal fola mole talibe ding abadi woni kulukan comme abaya kulu nyame ate mo jani la kumo kono e ba fola ko abe kumo men foka to nyate malla la kumola bar ka foko abe kuma la foka kamoli kamonene atakila man kulu wo nyama ha tata agajis. Okay, I find better sign. That characteristic aga for me. Yeah, it's coming live. The analysis has told the cartoon you know. You can understand. It remember word like be more than Katalibe. Amanke Kayatide. Amanke la Musiatide. It only la kuomira ba. Iduni. Ila kuomira. What about your children? Your children, inyan talo na mbemen keka fon diuni be proud la le sama ba aben diuni malu la ba diuni sisi so konkono le kombani mfabe nyemen keka. Is it right? Wala sina adama do your best dimo ipanda dimbali soto elad biro manya na kile kun kilunti imi rafana mbem ko men keka be how aben na dimbali impact abe mu impact le soto le ka kana so yeke jorante politician ye surtout la ngin dogeri won men yalon ko yini la musul be dekolto e katel keba balale al diwni al yeddiwni soto al kata si media to al be kuma kunta fula ka kuma kurum fo moliye ka kumol fo mem man soto mannerless behavior ka wolke al diwni are you doing justice for your children? Wala ngina ngale ko tonya adama do tonya difen inde on sidia nyaawnya isi fani yano nyawonya isi fan keyandi nyawonya e buka tonya defeat no be manipulative but ala la kanda mol kalon ne ko e be men foka be fani ya ada siata na generation o kono sur lantel men yalon ko be social media ngam fanke felleti manke menti we think that we own the people who this now it's conglaze. We think we own the people because we can lie to them, they believe us. We can tell them the things, many they still believe them, they still believe us. We can convince them based on our own narrative, Papa, they will still believe us. Yeah, Papa, yes, it's right. But nina taku kilinela. Nina taku kilinela. Adamadin alay hakilo le dila. Ninkumo nata mobe tonya na ya daile nikita kanda moti kalu na kwenye mbeme foka be fani yale fokande. And some of our former UDPians, they are trying a lot to see UDP collapse. Some of their people will go to TikTok, sit there, create narrative for themselves because they feel they are big. They feel people do listening to them. Yes. Nene, malafi. Papa.
Und er ist auf Fatimas Gesicht gesprungen.
Papa. Elaf tangate soro mu kono kodi. La dinun la kosia. Some of our former colleagues, they go to the TikTok, spew things there, create their own narrative. More many are kuni kadiamu in different language today tena ye change. E kadiamu kode for wali. Wala kinanga wala ko Allah is watching. Allah is watching. Kanaje ko ite fang eko jalba ko yate ku kilim. Papa ho auf du kriegst jetzt Ärger von mir. Then lassen die dann. Spiel alleine.
Nein.
Allah is watching. Allah ko inna Allahu la yuhibbul zalimina. Man lafto ala bukato nyer dal kanu de. Ko ngadia mole no. Mole ke lamwen. Mbo mol manipulate la ne mo lulu manipulate te mo flap manipulate no la de. Kunun nalbe ku killing. Fine, nal janjanda, that's okay. Hani misilme akon. Ya Abu Hanifa soto. Me ya lon kala student la mu Maliki ne manyina. Maliki la student la mu Safiti. Safi la student la mu Hanbaliti. But they all have some big differences. But they still maintain the mutual respect. One common thing what they all believe is the Islam, Quran, Hadith. Il a differences on Sunnah, Sunnah, Karola. That is acceptable. But they never have difference on many aloko farlol haramol. So we are not a difference to be. But do not go and create the false narrative so that you can convince the people against United Democratic Party. Adamadu molle warandi. He karwata molle warandi. He kare diamono. Anyanta ilanta alon naloko. Alako inna shama wal basir wal mal wal unfa. Kullu ulaika humul mas'ulun. Ali tulolo. Ali nyale. Al dal be fofem fokan alako mbabe nyinin kalale. People might think, kare diamono le kare be nyimin fokan kare mo politician olti. But alongo each word you are spewing from your mouth, the day will come you will be held accountable for it. And do sondomo. Jalba ko yade ko dale ka balantonya la ba sondomo bu ka balantonya. It is inside you. It is membe diamu kan you know what is the truth. But because of nani dia, the last time na wala manke I will go out and spew lies against them. Saya benalu me yalon. Do not destroy your hereafter for the politicians. Kanela life tinya for politician only. Kanela alikiamo tinya for Africa politician. They don't want it. We are Sanjol be Vejan my betting. Don't be like that. Consistent. Nita si mo keno mansati. Alboda UDP la kona. Ning ayatara sin keno mansati. Anyanta dabo kena mansati le. Yes, kato damba mbuka mo ke mansati de. Ala ka jamale jube. Wo jama jikobe nyadi le wo jama mo kende jolle beje. Na mo kurun siata mo kendoti. Alla mo kurunal bolle kela mansalti. Why most of the Gambians kafwe ko Halifa Sallah nyole doy kay party kendol barantel ta file. Wol ye qualified ne kanitandi ko they are not truthful people because ala ko ngabula mo kendol le noma attabe o shabila man anaba ile ki Qur'anu e nyinefo birin tumo men nako suratul Luqman badi mu yamarka akay ko attabe o shabila man anaba ile albula mo la silol noma me ye fansende alama ali sabat politicianul ning ayatar ko ntel nalbe ku kilinde kuno ali diamo beke almayu al manganye no hanin tel ko yen sunya bar bi man tar siri say what do make you to think ko ite ben tel kono e botaje albeta outside le albe modo create la woda kilon la wodi am kilon albe na wakina mansate kan tel tinya alta ke no la ala dam bandro bar ala ko inna allaha ma ashadikin ala nin tonya mon. I'm addressing our colleagues, former colleagues all many aloko albe UMCB al kalmantar fenna je because atel kam fatale atele mo kum kiline kanu al lafta wala tambe al da dinul nasawo bi abe tinya UDP bulu bar ala manke woti ala ko hal jaza al ihsan ila al ihsan ni nyamo nyomu jinyalti ako nyinya jomu nyinyalti ando alako ashantum kama ashana Allah ngama soro nyelo al nyinya molima men nyinya comme ala nyinya tal ma nyamende UDP man ku jaw kala ando amanke ko ando amanke ko
Wir brauchen zum Trinken.
amanke ko albeni benke gal beke ga UDP la yalo ko do be kam na ko bake kam mola bari ka ke fon la because the impact will haunt you forever. UDP manke dina ka futi de bari misilime diwul le munti andu lante latale ko to nya wole yen ka fundi andu niaja telephone botamma one thing wala ko UMC ni la molu. They have no problem. They will never tell you they don't agree with UDP manifestos. They will never tell you ko UDP manifestos something wrong with it. They will never tell you UDP policies are not good policies. The only problem they have with UDP wala mo ko ite lafta meye ke mansati. Ite lafta meye ke UDP la flag berati. Ite ko wale UDP ma wo tombo ite botan kono. Woto ntenga amira ko ni ite bota wo kafo kono. I sell you that agenda. But if you want to create another narrative, and they tell them all men be what UDP kono, they never tell you. Hello, Benakini State. Navdi kinde. Say, badi bunga jeto la Benakini Estate with DJ DJ Bakar Jaite. DJ Bakar Jaite. Benakini Estate, Benakini State, badi bukerwane. DJ Bakar from DJ Bakar from Jabakunda. DJ Bakso Jaite, Kamwele Imam Jaite, Imam Sheikh Jaite, say badi DJ Jaite, Afrota Baksola from Badi Bunjabakunda, and Benakini Krewane. You can understand. UMC kamfantulum isafo nyaonya yaje katar kamfaring e kata si ka narrative creative anye but we all know the truth Allahu a true lonne ngamina ala yolefo law akunyari law abotan kono de salamdi ke dafo nyeba ngoy koy qur'anu hafijile barakan dangal kanafo mo le jaman koreka man koreka afele imam tambin nofa لو اتبع الحق لأهواء لفسدت السماوات والأرض لمن فيهن يوم كنا ما يفعلون بدي مقول sorry no ya la nyin dogero akayable you know so mbem fo kandro nyin boy sindiul men kafta nyoma e ko etel bela ke ya kelole la kanita ni UDP netel mu fennet asite fendi nyawnya tonya la mu fentalti adama di mu fon jato dada tonya la adama di kato ala la mu tonyati al mafoko you have problem with UDP policy, you don't have problem with UDP manifestos, you don't have problem with UDP anything. The only problem you have their selection because you want them to choose your favorite candidate, winnable candidate. And that is the why you went to create an organization to fulfill one man's desire. Because in dunia momo ilafta men na nimbe ko wolbe kira tombi dunia tinyata ko. Tombi no president de soto lako. Karun del bafana na alkalo wole mun na president. Ndel lafta me ay ke president. Nin telephone ko sa Adam Barrow hannim mala election ni fombu kana mojo am. We pay the tax. So that's all okay. You separate from us. I personally have no problem with that. But do not create a fake narrative against United Democratic Party. Categorize them as a bad party. Categorize them they don't have policy. Categorize them they don't capable. Then who are you? Keba sanko saluto no yala la nyin dogeru ni na dala to nya badi mun kol mon la illo le de no no yalo alla nyin dogeru ni la kinde ni hindere gandi nyol la ko betinya india no la adara ni brin adara india na da ya ko betinya wala gnan ga ko anyanda tanzila badi bu india le because badi mun kol Allah badi bu di wodin dana India karona ala fay ko nana da si badi bu India because badi bu kerwan Allah illa di kindala expert Allah sa de to so talibe Ahmad Bensouda ala hakolum because kafu ilafta menna je because Taliban never said that you have a problem with the way UDP is going because ne ayatal kontemal la fi kafola tanya man la fiala since before nga join wo kafola kwoto nyanta ari janimbe join la kafola ala ko research ba what is their stand for how they run their things what is their policy what they stand for and what are they fighting for before all you join the party you should able to find those things out but ite ma wol beke ite jointa wo party okon foykete la mayot e bota ma two-term mayo come on then you don't have problem with that party. You don't have problem with the manifesto of that party. You are fighting for the leadership, which is your right. But please kindly tell your people to stop creating the fake narrative to divide UDP. Kadu Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ya nyim fole ko adam madiu kana tonya lo question lo akan lima talbishuna al-haqqa bil batil wa takhtumuna al-haqqa wa antum ta'lamun ali tonya lo ali bali sim lorin tonya ka bala left her upside down le member tell la narrative suitable to the voters to convince them but nyemol convince fania kan o fania one day or the other be lonna la katu tonya le kala kul ja al haqqa wa jahaka al batil inna batila kana jahuka ba tere yalla ka folon le ko to satisfy talibe kilina ego ale ka folon londile to satisfy a talibe kilin lafta menna wala tinna ko you take this bold decision to divide UDP and then you rather see Gambian insufferance than supporting UDP because of one individual wala mutalibe Ahmad Bensouda. Yes, you from families, you have friends, convince them, but we also have families, we have friends. We will also tell them what is your stand for. We are not fighting Talbe as a person, but ala jiko aning atel be jiko menyitan de kantel lako mo kendo bukaninke kunibe kafo men kono ye kili tobela ene kafo ne ma problem also. In fact, none of these people, many aloko they left UDP, none of them have problem with UDP. The only thing if they want to leave the party, all the fake creation, because NPP in narrative na hay nenile na membeke UDP embanenile emfanele fine. Adamadi nebe kuo kukele kadri sinde so bebe excuse tala men. Kadu hani adamadi wala saya na ni fade ka fole ko mune afa. Karibandal makalo go adamadi ube fala nala wato zen. But karibandal de he mune amuta kundi mune amuta. So adamadi ufana generally nature abe wonyal ala interest be kuo kuto hanne atare ko ate mamwe so tabe bolanya be fake narrative le create la pour ate be excuse tala pour mol be fen sur la be debate la men ka he nyine ma fana na dalilot. We know that. That's what you do. But none of you in as person member for any problem also. You only left because you want Taliban desire to be fulfilled by UDP by and force. Now you call our process a mantilling. We move from that. We don't care about that. But please be honest to yourself. This country is not belong to Taliban, it's not belong to Ba Hussein, it's not belong to Adam Barrow. This country is belong to the Gambians, which is including you and I. Which is including you and I. Nenyem bango tinyata amantinya UDP amantinya Talibe amantinya Ba Hussein tinyata Gambia diunle. Ado alikiama loluna alabe Gambia diwo Gambia dinne nyinin kala ete nyanta ete mune keke la bango kan tinyama. Dol bal ko nebe kamfane. No kolle dunda. Kolle dunda. So until ni man problem soto. And ni UDP man problem soto. So alben narrative fake narrative men be create kang UDP betenne UDP man agenda soto bile al yalal man agenda soto. But nali ko talbe kun kilo na ko le kantil al fali kelo men ke UDP tambita wala la sayende. UDP tambita wala de. Molle fata nyim patioye molle bute tay comme al quand for ha the same stories. Yes, the same stories. Qur'ano from it's repeating the same stories. But will you dispute this? Will you dispute these stories? Can you debunk them? It is debunk nola. It is debunk nola. So, and then we will let the Gambians to know ko. Actually, manna pro Gambia la kola. I tell nada because you feel ko there are someone who should be a president by force. Walam Talbe Ahmad Bensouda. You don't care what our parents are going through. You don't care the amount of corruption in that country. You don't care how Barrow is ruling that country. All you care about is Talbe Ahmad Bensouda. Imagine, he became a face of the party. You complain ko lawyer Usain Dabo, whatever, but lawyer Usain Dabo, Mol nene namanke election no la fiancult. UDP never produced anything where lawyer Dabo hate lebe kelaje. Haninda motol bala. UDP la fla ko lebeje. But atil ma hanta na follow. Water Talbe Ahmad Bensouda ko lebeje. Alla motol bala Talbe Ahmad Bensouda le natalo ko lebeje. That's how you call a very transparent organization. But inshallah Allah will be, Allah will judge between you and us. Atelemu kitol be kono kit loud. The person in coming for the Wolamuka, I will not use any derogatory words against you people. No. You are still my former colleagues. And I will also not lie against you. And I will never belittle anything me yalon ko ning ayatar ko to nyala mo kafo kaga because ndeka wo formulene. And sometimes when I say this, some of our Europeans, they are not happy with it. Come ning ko no talibe to nya chenjiro ke KMC ndema nke moti me yalon ko mo kunu belori menka because kunu ning ko mole ko talibe dai do ko ke KMC because kunu nabe party kilo no bi abota ko dada jen kama do ko ke. So what kind of human being I am? So na first word of mbafo kamol, that's mean I'm lying. And I don't want to be seen as liar. When I defend la na adama di yala fengo kono na miro kono, not what the people think, but not what the people think, but what I think. So when I say for some time, some of our Europeans are not happy, but that is my stand still. It was my stand yesterday, and it is still my stand today. Ko Talibe, he made a change at KMC. So at the same time, we want you people also to be truthful about yourself. I wouldn't hate Talibe because of Talibe have problem with youngs. But some of you people hate youngs. You have never had problem with youngs personally. You never met youngs personally. But because of, now you see that he's an obstacle to Talbe Ahmad Bensouda. So what I can do now, I will create a biggest hatred between me and the youngs. Why will I hate him? He's my fellow Muslims, fellow country citizen. I wouldn't hate Talbe. I don't hate Talbe, but I hate his character. But that does not mean that I should come here and create a fake narrative or lies against him. Because so don't say the things kafo condemn political. Politics does not ask anybody to lie. Politics does not ask anybody to create a hatred between you and your opponent. But some of you are so extreme. Albuke mira kon bebe kono sama bena kono tambita men bimbe dolo kono sama membe nan adama di menke mira ni na la mistake ko bukasia mafa buka mistake de. But some of you are so extreme. Al-Kata to the position that trying to disrespect Pa Hussein. We don't have control over what you are going to say. Neither I feel I'm big. Neither I feel I have a voice. But that voice will be held accountable one day. Not here, but hereafter. So kanela kaburo non di politiko kama. Kanela kaburo non di politician ole. Kanela history record non di politician ole. They are building good reputation. They are building good character so that their children can take over their position tomorrow. So how are you training your children? Are they the only one? Many aloko, these political leaders are the only one. Many aloko, no. I and you should also train our children to be a leadership position. So without anything we are acting today will have influence over our children's future tomorrow. And will have impact on them. Jamale de mwenye position esa Jawla wo meri alon ko wo fania fola ba wo nene la ba nyin alkanani. So my innocent child become victimized. My own deed, where he have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with it. Katun Qur'ano fanko nyadile khurujil hayya min al mayta tukhrujil mayta min al hayya. Kendo kabu kurun konole, kurun kabu kendo konole. But the generational mentor people, hani beta muso nyina mole kamuno. E kamu ibuka muso fonyi ne kamuso ko mole nyini. Ita te muso ja handa te muso nyina karakta nyinyata. Ita te yaji. Ila sa muso nyina ita beta men fulo e kamu he nyina alfal kane du nyini bota family men kon du kan ngeda jam fa nyina. Akata ko muso nyi is innocent. Whatever her families are doing. So ite men fana be political ye fanke you have voice. Ite yedi amole no. Be mindful. Be truthful. This politics in African politics, innocent poor people will lebe batari. Politician will niaje ka momo tokili. Carry coming like before Talbe Ben Suda atel mel tofa audio boni mangle jerem ki aki mangye jeren yep then yen do the tremendous work on social media. Talbe when he was at UDP organizing century, have he ever called any of you people your name? You are doing marvelous job in UDP and you were in the media. Even his campaign, during his campaign, after he elected as a mayor, did he call any one of you? And he know you're present on social media. Did he do that? No. Why he is doing today? Because he feel that you are pushing his agenda. Right? But where is Talbe brother? Where is his siblings? They are doing their things under. So you the one who will go to the social media, Facebook, TikTok, start, creating hatred for yourself because you want to make him to be president. Don't you think that tomorrow your children also can be the position where Talbe is? Because none of you will come here and say that Talbe farmer, Talbe farmer. No. And he brought his children in a way, very respectful manner. Right? Alhamdulillah, I'm very proud of my parents. And I will do everything to see anything, any dead not go for any other, they will not feel shy about it. Because I'm so proud of my parents. They are poor farmers. But they did everything. They never used state resources to finance my education. They die as innocent people, as innocent farmers, without single butut. Or without owing anybody a single budut. That is the thing that one can be proud of. But if I'm a minister, how can you stand before the Gambians tomorrow? Adam Barrow will face the Gambians? No. No. Most of these ministers today need the only fault that I Ismail Cisse bi na diw na la musol be kafo men kon ibe ku jibilale but for Adam Barrow la masa ko ndayba Adam di ka sama nyasile ni be kelo kono ta kelo ni hakilola ni be ko kono ta ni hakilola kana ta ni lan tambola walakin ala ko inna Allah la yuhibbu kullu muqtadi wa fakur ala man la fi lan tambi mol ni kawyol la but some of the talibe la ñu groupe mol kawyol siya batale kawyol siya tale. They think that we have voice. They can go and sit social media, spew things. Many along they are unfounded. Because when they were leaving UDP, they never said that we have problem with the UDP policy. They never said that we have problem with UDP manifestos. The only thing they left the UDP because they say they are moral and they are principle. What is the principle for them? That's their principle is to elect someone that they wanted. That's their principle. Because if you don't agree with the democracy process, what can you do? Challenge it. But you don't just divide and to go and form your own party because it left them in the yota automatic. So it can party mem found it can party mem fenke it can party men taha say wo it can party men agents wala process of found that clean it from that. What kind of human you are? Let me kida. No, I don't like to name some of these people names they are my former colleagues, but with due respect, some of them, the way they are acting, very childish. My support will not go so deep to any politician in that country. Because I cannot even do it. Why will I do that? I have children. Even my own children, I will not defend them to that extent. Let them fight for themselves. Why will I come here insulting people for insulting? No. I don't do that. I don't do that. I will support my party. What my party able to do, I will tell the government. Because UDP, now, before we proud of Taliban. And I still stand for that. Biranata, I changing the KMC. Because hana trada dala ballet project tolela. Wo manke talibe tati. But I tell you not in the and not be bulaja project to that will be that project of my it will still the California the residents of KMC will continue to benefit from that project. And that is the reason why we elected them. Yes, abake can because ya bula wolela. Na ma ke fana mol ba fula ba na ya ke fana mba fulale bara manke ko ba ke ka besa afona symbol ko but ni mole position o dile be position o ke kani honesty kono we don't have anything against that. So all I can go ko most of the young haters they can never tell you youngs is corrupt e ba fula la ko man dia fine ade adamadi mote tan la ni dunia men na ko be dia la mo be. There will be people many alonko ila handi keta mu kila la ko mandi amodol ala subhanahu wa ta'ala me yenda modol beje ka amasoto so wo adamadi de keri mo be la fila menna. And then my belief is West Coast they have right to criticize youngs and near do ko de la carola membe nyabo West Coast taxpayers will have every right whether they are UDP supporter or no. They have every right to criticize him. They have every right to allege him because he's their they are elected person to represent them, to do the work for them. But Gambia do the mirror mental. For example, the stupid supporters of President Barrow, some of them ye ku for president ye podinang e kam da yetel lema. As someone may yalo kontela tax beta katele bulokon. Ala jobe bo kantele bulokon. Aka moto mem borenda ala fuel bo kantele bulokon. Aka moto mem borenda ala sombe bo kantele bulokon. Aka andio dis air conditioner fonyo menda state house intele tam. Abe lari state house lara on ben kantele la kono. Nintenata nte diam ta wala ite konte manyano kele. You are a fool. Foolish, stupid and idiot. You equal to zero. Zero. So when we select the people, nga molta ngeke positionoto, nke mutango mo manyan na diamu na wala karola. Anu meni yalo go ka wolle la rice puri kana diamu wala karola. Wolle la na mo be umari joka. So nka mune build na society kona. Nga mune build na society kona. Because nkanda leader jele ko komi ko they are perfect. They are above the criticism. And no leader in this entire world who is above the criticism because no human is perfect. That is the fact. And hadili in the UDP kono moli beje meni alonko. Extreme soul. That is the truth. Because Nimmo Gonoba Usiani is not capable. I don't need to jump and insult the person. Because Omari Ba Usiani Italian is not capable. Do I have control over what the people are going to say about Ba Hussein? No. But if you lie against him, I will come and tell you, you lied. What you said is not true. That's the only thing I can. But to start characterizing you because of you say Ba Hussein is not capable, that is your own knowledge. But that it ain't meant for. And it meant to follow Mukilete. You could of Amake. But Gambia, our problem is that we build a hatred based on necessary issues because Esa and Carle problem was what definitely Esa have a problem was. What kind of human are we? Kado Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala men fo Qur'ano kono ako wala kad zarra'na li jahannama kaseeran min al-jinn wal ins lahum qulubun la yafqahuna biha nga jahannama parende jinnol ni adama diwle men yalon ko atodo men yalon ko nga sondo bol dila bari mu kembira no e fon la hakilol la yalo masi bol karne kardun dañola ila mune be jani tele dun dañola ana dun dañola menna yolo e kare hannun tan dani esa dun dañi dani be enteni mole dun dañola jani because of antenga esa like le batu den awo mari fane dun jola han esa na dun dañola munel na dun dañola ñinde ñine ka ite muy hakkil malte munel dun dañola dun dañola ñinde ñine ka ni esa boyta fay ko esa yemen ka man betea pour kan help ñina bu muslimiyat e ba niaje dino ko ko hadiso ko e ba ni makoy ning ay mol tonye bari nim mol fane ya tonye e ba isi ba di mufasa e ba fasa na nyadi ni ba di we mol tonye wala na bin sai bo bin kila ni fo sai mol ya nyinin ka sallallahu alaihi wasallam e ga ko bari go ben nim mol mba di tonye mba fasa na nyame ngolo bari sai nin tele ba di we mo tonye mbo fasa na nyadi akoy ko tonya albe tonya al fulal ba di we ka fa ko ye nyim menke amanke silat pour sama kana sainka But ibadi we kukuruke henten karden dale e karmuna kafunyolti hana yin kukuruke I will defend him. You are not helping the person because he sama ko yin dunya ko but alkiyama lo luna me yalon ko yin dunya ite yin tama ko la ka fa ko yin manke ku kende de pour sama kana repeat say ya defend ka continue ta repeat la na ta kaburo ko beta no majele ta defend it okay no la wote me badi ku fasa But yaji de badi we nyimbe ke kukuru na mamambeta sama ya tankande munela ya tankande molla toro ma alkiyama fana ya tankande toro la nyina bu fasa rote Abubakar Bohom, you are an idiot. You know you know that the problem with you I don't even count you as a sensible human being because you know ni me la brain fonje e balo nal ko daji ko membete la nobody will even because it be men fun fasa ka they don't take you serious they see you as an idiot Abubakar Bohom pa fo bahono fo bohono mano because until the sade to be jani sade no to be ka fo je Bohom it was for not a personal because those that city have a very sensible people but you have no because you have no sense ebe men fon fasa ka ke jele comment tole because ita kata men ke ka wol diul takela none of these ministers be diul jele social media ila iteving so ite tole ma men fon yalon ko nyin jo siran fon ko afo ne ni ta pasala fon pasal ka wol be jur madam pour jenne tep ngeki wala nga ni lafta ike nyin ku jolle la nyin ku ta yata dentist ye nyin ka nyin ka ku jolle la mbe ma ko la ko do yete nyin ku dina yaje nyin ba nyin nedi ro me kata mol nedi ka nyin maza kunda useless no nina kene nyin be felati nyata nya ni me nya de kam da ko malo sandi jure mo me yalo ka be finkri ya nya dada ijube nani roka mo oglendile nga foene fatane ni roma ete mo sita dawda Abubakar Bohom bo foite nani nin karo fama de Bohom musobe bulle because mamira ko ni musobe bulle de malo alfajo mal le fanay ye bangi dimuto ya ci ka ya ditela because alfa kendo ke diwdi molla alfa kendo eke diwdi moli la me yalo ko sama be good generation of bulla wala but mo me yalo ko useless man like Abubakar Bohom e kan takin ne e ben don sensol fengela som dan kela tag ngenke ignore because ngalo ne you don't want it nde hanel kiyama yalo mo buka ko mo del fisiate but billa wala te kan del fisiate dunia jam fisiate al kiyama because follow ngana dino loiti ite ni me nyin ga janaba kunya fo no fo misil mo malo bari janaba kunya fo malo because hani me nyaada fa jube kala no ko sala jiyo to taman se motela no diw dol be ja ka wol so ngin dunia bala fa wartale Abubakar Bohom yale ni wato e katren tag kanne e be fode jawla tag la wala yalo ndele ka fon ndele jawla tande ko madare ko na ndele wete dankula de because ndele ngalo ne you are useless na fatete la e kam men fon fasa they know that you are useless because they never must kunda fasa kasaji jole they cannot even able to employ you. So that alone shows ko you are not mentally okay. You gotta understand. So sana kuna ko no yalo indogero nyi de sanza ko koto ke bari ya ata sialan teti abwagal man sian teti you know sian teti la keda nkai ne na lafta sifem kola san pastel ang mona ka fanya tit ka fanya dile angal ka fanya dile jamano le ka fanya san pastel do kana ma ko keda ku menna ebe juru mare mburu yande te jamano la production na lafta be kila inan ni bari ni anya da fonje kamta ko mo me yalo ko yaji abwakar bilenta ala video ja ka mala kasila dole nyitane ko ji mo sala time wes nyinka mo me yalo ko kamda ko afata le ita da ya bade tili saba fontita na anyabe fo ni da kamuru da la ba fu la wulta na very stupid somebody. Nye, yalo dunia mo adama do banko fana buka nye dunia dawda nye banko nye dunia banko nye mo si fan sort again. Very foolish people. It's not okay. Nye the whole time akatan dele takla abe nenla. Abe fode jawla takla abe nenla. For what reason? And ate mamello ndel we are more close to President Barrow than ate. Because at least man come fundamental dale ko. But you know we are not them but you are early, but I'm not that mentally sick somebody. I want someone may balafaso ko Gambia diune. I want someone membe nyim banko sambanola. But sanji tan silo. Ni wado be felen drabe yahila bla beto abe banko la na fulo tinyala moto jolle be blaka adam barono. Nil bebe foil la menna moto jolle be bulakano ma men yalon ko nyim be mu taxpayer solda finance ko dole police jolle be bulakano ma men yalon ko wol be la jobe bulatel amanke fenkante kombe fen ko lela. This man is costing our state billions for losses. Ite be jan nyi kura fay buka soto ne fani mol balla ko kelela be nyi kelo men ke kam ba ke katelle pour ça may fana si nyi kura soto ne fani. Ite fano ya manjare nyi kura because nyi commental nyi be tem moment da chronique tale wala ke nan ko ta special dentist ni solia pre bar Canada wo dentist solia de men yalon ko they are cheap dentist men yalon ko Gambia wo student dentist sol men yalon graduate kunun ko ni tata wolia e be la bana toothless yanda ite nyi soto la ko Allah robis e ma jaye manda Aligo, you boy is very useless. Ngakumola for Evan until da warte idiot. Aligo afay ko tele ada baro fon ka mama sitan tele yale nga bay nga mama bay yalla jawlol ndel ta mu sanduti de yalla nga modol je tolo le ka ko jawla man soro Gambia ba usen boda da men tele ta mu yete ngalo do fa buga dia nyani kole jamal le almara fo jawlol le mal mara jawlol ndel ta mu nyani nda mu sanduti ndel ta mu njanati kundam ndel mumu nyole kelo le ke kanyum bango ta ka kanandi al kanal ka fonde ko jawla man soro Gambia est ce qu'elle be kendare keba no talibe na la nyumolu. They are so disappointing, ekata si TikTok ko te be kuma bali fola be fen ko fola e be sirin tuba dul do ni e fa boga kinyole No. Anyway, saluto ngal bula fo wadi ko de no because say de nganda ko Abubakar la nyame idiot imaja tata nganda ko wala diata nyam felen beta offline abe mun no la je angale ne ko alta len ad fenkot ka fo nyaadi de TikTok say be je nalen ad je nan man na manje politique ko la jale sa because say ninna sekundi un kasom kawto this TikTok sekol nyil men yalo ko jandi jande babo mole Abu Haja Abu Tewi Abu Salami Abu Fenko woy ko jang Abu molla politiko ko na Abu nyoli la banko dadal kataje sadana ne la santel ko men banko dadal ka fa mole Abu Haja ala dadal kata Abu Haja nyol men la banko ka Saudi Arabia Abu Haja woli la banko dada Saudi Arabia ni futara je kam da ko jamu alkiyamal jebe ñi ñaare nindel ko benna banko dal bena wala ibn Taymiya ko ñetenne ibn Sulaiman ko ñetenne ibn Fenke pour kam alla ñin kawando le fonka kina say mo le so do mo le kaf mo le hamul kafa al bi wado wada ba wala mo la alkiyamal
Papa care.
mama de mama na mama na papa yes kewa nge kondo ngal be kondo sane kunan kol ya alla kol siada kewa nga saluto ke se yalla alla ñin dogero lami kinde aka sota tila ka kenan ka bari bum kol ma anyway wari yalla ngani tilo ko la wari hakke mo indi ñedo saluto yinin koto ba so ngal kondo wodo fo wati ko inshallah